approximately 6.5 minutes late. So that's a lot better than usual. And we're gonna wait for some of you guys to jump in on the live chat real quick. Okay, we only got 2 people in here so far. So let me go see what it says on the post real quick, because like I think some guys were already commenting on the post. Just one guy was like, what would be the objective litmus determining virtuous I don't know. All right. His English is all screwed up, but he's basically saying what determines a virtuous woman. But oh my God, these guys are just so.
Where are you looking at the comments?
No, just like on the post that I had put.
Oh.
Yeah, advertising it. But it's just like I read the comments, man, and the guys nowadays are like. I thought the women were bad. Like 2 years ago, looking at the comments that women made on social media, I thought, damn, these women are brainwashed. But now looking at the guys, I'm like, the guys are worst. And I feel like the guys are worse because the guys are the ones that are supposed to understand. They're the ones that are supposed to understand what's the cause of issues and how they can theorize, going about coming up with practical solutions. So when the guys are just dumbfounded and backwards on what the issue is in the first place, it's like there's literally no hope. I mean, who's going to solve the problem at that point? The children? So it's just like a comment I got today that was on a video about single motherhood, and one of the points I was making was that I don't allow women to make excuses for being single mothers. I just ask them one simple question: were you pregnant before or after you were married? and once they say yes, they were pregnant before being married, so that's the end of the conversation. There's absolutely nothing else to talk about. But then you have, of course, women are going to make all kind of, excuses like, oh, well, marriage doesn't guarantee anything or whatever. It's like, you're missing the point. It's not about marriage guaranteeing anything. It's about you didn't even do things in the proper order in order for it to. That's like someone that's fat saying, and I'm saying to someone that's fat, like, did you even prepare your food? And then they say, oh, well, food preparation doesn't always work. It's like, you didn't try though. You didn't even attempt to do things in the right order. So this guy in the comments says, as a man, okay, comma. So the punctuation is right, but that comma right there tells me you're about to say some feminine ass shit. You're about to make a female statement, right? So he says, as a man, I must say that marriage doesn't solve the problem. People are getting married for social status, financial gain, bragging rights, not for traditional reasons, and to me, that's worse in the long run. Okay, so what you just did was you just described you being some type of victim, like some type of bystander in the institute of marriage. Last time I checked, the dude was the one that proposed to the woman.
Exactly.
So your comment is canceling itself out. So this is what I said to him. I said it's sad when people make comments like this that contradict themselves. You stated the reasons why people are getting married that are wrong, but all you did is confirm that it's not about the institution of marriage, it's about the reason the individuals are getting married. So the solution therefore is obvious. Marry someone that's getting married for the right reasons, and you have the same goals. Like, what just happened? So you're already doing the girliest thing you could do, which is blame all the outside influences rather than the people that are involved. So you're blaming the institute of marriage for not working. Marriage doesn't fail. People fail. So I told him, I said, people fail mentally long before they fail physically. You fail in the mental before you fail in the physical, right? So his comment right there, it really lets me know that you already would have failed because you're looking at it completely wrong from the beginning. The whole point is you picking a woman that's marriage material based on your criteria. So it wouldn't matter about the other people that get married for status and bragging rights. Who the fuck is getting married for bragging rights? I don't like.
Right. And so one thing I want to add on to that is one thing I do want to touch base on. Do I have an echo?
I don't think it's you that has an echo. Maybe me. But hold on. You know what? Let me. No, you should be fine. Let me check the audio. Oh, you know what? You're right. That wasn't me. Is it a little bit better now? Now it's just one audio source.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay,
so
good.
I was going to say, so one of the things that I talk about, or I want to elaborate in my channel, is sharpening your picker. So when you are dating, you absolutely, at that time, if you're dating and you're serious, like you're looking for a wife, which you should always, if you're dating, that's what you should be doing. That's the point of dating. Mm-hmm. You have to make sure your picker is on point, because otherwise you're literally wasting your time. You know what I mean? So the more and more you date without a purpose, or you don't use that discernment to filter out women who are not marriage material and women who are marriage material, the longer you prolong, the more you prolong the process of actually finding that woman. So if you're just dating and you're like, I have no standard, or this girl is into nightlife, or she's into being an Instagram girl, she's on OnlyFans, you know that's not marriage material, but you're dating her. And then you
exactly.
I'm sorry?
No, I said exactly.
Yeah. So you send yourself down a rabbit hole of destruction, and it's like, no, you have to use your picker to find a wife, and women have to do this. You have to sharpen it like a pencil. It has to be sharp. You have to know what you're looking for.
Well, and be a man with a plan. That's what it is. Be a man with a plan. These dudes go into it with no plan. All right, so right now we have a dozen people watching. So I guess I should just go ahead and introduce you in the next couple of minutes. But yeah, what you were talking about is literally what the video I was going to record today was about. I just got busy with other things. I got to get my cardio done. I had to do some meal prepping and all this shit. Yeah, so I'm a little behind. But the whole premise of the video was exactly that. Like, everybody's over here acting surprised over this Kim Kardashian shit. And it's like, how could you be surprised that her kid eventually found the sex tape? That's the very first thing that came to my mind back when she was still sleeping with Ray J. Like, that long ago. I was much younger then. But it was obvious to me that instant. I said, oh, it's a wrap for her. Because there's no way to hide that from her kid 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever years from now. That kid's gonna, the point is, the kid's going to find out one way or another. If the kid doesn't find it themselves, their classmate, a friend, someone is going to bring it to their attention eventually. And I mean, I've dealt with that personally. I've dated a chick who was a single mom, and she literally did one adult film. Just one. But 11 years later, that information still made it to her kid's private school. And she had to go meet with the principals about it and all kind of stuff. And they had to sit there and discuss whether or not they were going to remove her children from the school because of it. And it happened simply because she looked amazing at her age. She looked fabulous for her age. She didn't work anymore. But yet she drove a brand new Tahoe or the brand new BMW 750 Li that we had. Or she would show up in my Challenger, which was also brand new, and lived in a big house, and the kids had iPads and iPhones. So you already know the other moms are going to be jealous, and they're trying to figure out, why does she look that amazing at her age, number one? You know, great boob job. And then also, why does she have all these nice things, yet no husband and no job? So of course they're going to start digging, and they're going to start trying to find out, because they want some dirt to make them feel better about themselves in their middle-age crisis. And that woman found exactly what she was looking for. And what she did with it, she made sure that it found its way to the school. She made sure that the kids found out about it and everything. It's like, as a mother, why would you do that? As a mother, why would you make sure that someone else's kids found out about her previous sex tape? So the point I'm making is, I've seen this shit happen in real life. We act like these celebrities either are real life or they live in some type of bubble that has nothing to do with us, and both is wrong. They're not real life. They're here to distract us and to condition us to think that these things are normal and acceptable. People aren't realizing the psyops that's happening to us right now in real time. Kim Kardashian is the reason why OnlyFans is socially acceptable, but people just don't know how to follow the manipulation. They don't know how to follow the plant. She was planted here years ago to get us to where we are now. People just play checkers. They don't know how to play any type of chess to figure out that this was the plan all along. The people that positioned her here to degrade the quality of our women, and which is the opposite of what today's topic is today with us, is we're talking about how to find virtuous women. The establishment has been trying to suck the virtue out of women for the past 30, 40 years. And Kim Kardashian has been the most effective individual tool that they've used. They've used many tools, many people, but Kim Kardashian has been the most, she's like the Michael Jordan of destroying women's values. And her whole point, the whole thing they put her here to do was to get women to not only accept, but to aspire to have a sex tape. And OnlyFans, if you're paying attention, what OnlyFans is that concept manifested on a consistent basis. It's the concept of using a sex tape to gain clout and status, but using it indefinitely, using it daily. That's what OnlyFans is. Women daily putting that type of content out to try to make a name for themselves and to make a career. So now that she's several, chess moves ahead of the women that are following her, what is the next inevitable phase that they have to do? They have to normalize what happens as a mother with that history. You get what I'm trying to say? So she's the trendsetter in the sense of, now I have to go through the motions publicly of what happens when your children find out about the content that you used to put out on the internet, and how are you supposed to handle that as an average everyday woman? This is why we have movies and TV shows that are predictive programming. Black Mirror was a TV show on Netflix that was there for predictive programming so that we know how to act and behave when these technological changes start to come into play. When we have a digital, virtual, social status, social rating, because that's coming. We already have it in China and India, where they rate you socially and determine whether or not you can go to schools, where you can shop, where you can live, whether or not you can travel. So the government can control you just based by your social reputation. Well, how do they get us into that mind frame? By putting a like feature on all of our social media. Notice all of our social media, including dating apps, has a like feature. So you got used to being judged by strangers. You accepted it as just a normal part of life. How much do people like me? How much people approve of me, approve of what I'm doing? Now that's going to translate into the government approving of you or disapproving of you, which is going to come with consequences, right? So where Kim is right now is showing women how to think, act, and behave about their children finding their adult content. And these dumbass women of today are eating it up. They've already been trained not to listen to what their husbands and baby fathers think and what they decide should be the course of action. Mind you, these are the same weak-ass men that chose to have children with these women in the first place, which was also what Kim was here to do. She was here to do all of these degenerate things, but yet somehow still date the highest value of men available and do it publicly so that women think to themselves, hold on, if Kim can have a sex tape and date the highest valued men in the world, then so can I. If Kim can break up with a dude every 3-6 months and then be with another guy, I'll have that many options too. People aren't looking at the psychological measures that are being taken with these celebrities. They're caught up worrying about a Will Smith slapping a Chris Rock. This is how stupid people are today. And it's really irritating to me because, like I said, I literally saw it coming decades ago. The moment I saw that Ray J shit hit the news and I saw that R. Kelly shit hit the news, I said, okay, I see what they're doing with this shit. They're gradually going to normalize this shit. And what they do before normalizing it is they glorify it. The sex tape is what made Kim Kardashian a celebrity. And then it's like, oh, what would your family think? The sex tape made her family celebrities. All right, so I'm gonna let you weigh in on everything that I just said on that rant. But first, let me introduce you. So I want you to go ahead and tell the people What's your name? How old are you? Where are you from? And what is your career industry?
Okay.
You're on.
Okay. So, hi everyone. My name is Megan. My YouTube channel is Chatting with Meg. I am currently in Alexandria, Virginia. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. Um, and for a living, I kind of do like legal work in DC, reentry specifically. So, but my YouTube channel is mostly like I'm still in the works of developing my talking points and fine tuning, figuring out who I want to be on YouTube and what's the audience I want to generate. So I still have a baby page, but I'm working on it. So if you do check out some of my YouTube channel, it is based more about relationships and how women can improve themselves while they're dating and what's expect.
Okay. So wait, how long have you had this YouTube channel?
I started last summer, COVID, and being in the house and looking at the dating world, I was like, oh, these girls are moving so bad. They need some help, especially my younger Black woman. I'm like, if this is what people think is reality, like the city girl lifestyle, I was like, no. We got to bring this back. That's not real life. It's home. People have transitioned to music being reality, like drill music. Drill music is starting to become reality, So people are taking city girl music and making it stallion music. And I can live that life too. I need a bag. I want the bag. So my YouTube channel is I want to, gear it towards more reality based what real relationships look like.
Okay. I mean, I remember the first time I saw one of your videos, and I thought, okay, this is interesting. There was a lot of good talking points. It was very practical, and I thought to myself, all right, where does this fit into the grand scheme of things? Is this going to be a trend? Is there going to be more of this? Because I was trying to bring women into the space. Well, I already started bringing women into the space. It was just for the wrong people on the wrong platform, and it wasn't getting the result that I wanted, which was women being forced to have practical, realistic, and honest conversation. Because the problem is, it's very difficult to rely on women having grounded conversation based in fact and reality and honesty when you remove the moderator or the referee, so to speak. When that person isn't present, it's almost impossible. And I'm saying this from a position of a lot of experience. I grew up around women, listening to women talk in salons, and when there isn't like a ref there to blow the whistle and be like, that's bullshit. Stop lying. Stop lying to this chick. Stop lying about yourself and stop lying to this other woman. You're not helping the problem. You're making the problem worse by lying. And the amount of times I've overhear women state their problems, state their grievances and their complaints, and then there's zero accountability for how they got in that situation. And it's like, I'm like, again, stop blaming men, stop blaming society, stop blaming the patriarchy, stop blaming your teacher, stop blaming your parents, stop blaming your dog. What the fuck? Like almost everything you just said can be traced back to you and something you did, or something you said, something you're not taking accountability for. And I'm just thinking to myself, at what point is the other women gonna be real with her and say, hold on, sister, hold on, wait a minute, sis. And it's crazy because when you couple that with being intimate with a lot of women, and when I say intimate, I'm not just talking about physically and sexually, I'm talking about having that stimulating conversation when women are comfortable being honest with you and opening up. And then it's like women are over here telling me the truth about themselves, but they're also telling me the truth about their sister, the truth about their auntie, the truth about their niece, the truth about their friend. And I'm just like, wait a minute, time out. Why you don't tell her that? Because at first glance, you would think that you didn't know either. You think you're both oblivious, but you do know because you're telling me she chooses terrible men. She keeps on choosing the same type of guy. She keeps making the same mistake. I'm like, yo, time out, time out. That's not what you told her. That's not what you told her. You told her it wasn't her fault. You know how men are, and da 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 da. So I'm like, what's going on here? So yeah. So when I heard your channel, I thought to myself, okay, well, there's nobody holding a gun to her head and forcing her to be honest here. So you see what I'm trying to say? Okay, so these women exist. How do we get them a louder voice, basically? So what are some your thoughts on how we can get women like you, women like Chantel Simone, women like Six the Goddess? How can we make it socially acceptable for them to be honest? Because they get a lot of heat, pushback from other women.
Well, I would say honestly, it's men. Really, it's not you guys' problem. It's other women's problems. Like we have to. It's our sisters. It's your mother. It's your auntie. It's your female cousin. Like we have to come together and make each other not feel, but we have to hold each other accountable. But also understand that the person that's giving criticism is only trying to make you a better person. And I think that's where it's hard to have those tough conversations in our community because people don't want to be held accountable. Women are so used to having the model of they carry everything on their back so they can't do anything wrong. When in actuality, having so much on your back leaves room for error because you aren't able to breathe. You aren't able to think your steps through. You aren't able to show up as your best version because you carry so much weight on your shoulders. And that has become like a matter in our community where so women are so like, oh, I got all this stuff going on. I'm so busy and I have all these kids and I have no help. That's become something people put on a pedestal instead of saying, no, that's not how a woman should be. A woman should be able to think. A woman should be able to be clear and breathe and get their nails done, get their hair done, and be more feminine and be a present mom, not a working mom. Not a working mom like you're a man, but in the house mom. You should be allowed to do. But now the standard is moms have 2 jobs. Mom don't need nothing from her baby daddy, or she just want to get child support. Like that has become on a pedestal of being an independent woman. When women start holding each other accountable and saying, like, hey, you know, Ma, I know that's how you did it, but that's not how I want to do it. Sis, I know that's how you did it, but that's not how I want to do it. You made your life harder going that route, and that's okay. It's for your daughter. So I kind of think that if women start having more conversations, checking each other and telling each other the best way to date and to develop families, then we can add the men into the conversation because otherwise, a lot of women are so combative to men because there's no respect. When men come into this and support a woman that's going to say something that's counter to the majority women, they're going to fight you.
Because the group thing. The thing is with the women, the group think is so important. Hold on 1 second. Let me get to this super chat from Ty. Shout out to Ty for the $5 super chat. Tuition, A1 topic, human programming, Kim's tape, and how it degrades women in society. What do you think will happen if the masses can detach from the programming? Yo, Ty abbreviated the hell out of this super chat, but the way he did it, it was like extremely easy for me to read it. So shout out to Ty. Your shorthand is exceptional. You need to teach it. That needs to be a course. That was the most proper shorthand I've ever seen. Well, let me see. Well, to answer that question, what would happen if the masses can detach from the programming? Well, there isn't really, I don't think, anywhere much better we can go than where we've already been. I think that we've de-evolved, so if we evolve, we'll just go back to where we were at the height of Western society, which in my opinion was between the 50s and the 60s. If I had to pick a decade when I think the values were most intact, I would say the 50s to the 60s, because the 50s you were like either still in or coming out of a deep depression, which brought out the best. It brought out the strongest qualities in men as well as women and family, because we had no choice but to work together, exclusively at that time. Also, there was no real reliance on technology at that time, although we had a good amount of technology, if that makes any sense. So the technology was actually really balanced, because the people were still extremely efficient and resourceful, but we did still have some modern advancements with technology. And then when you look at the women, they were right in the middle of like still having to be extremely hardworking mothers and wives, while just now starting to get that assistance from technology, and right before the decay of the sexual morale that came in the mid 60s. So I would say like 1955 to 1965, I think would probably be like the height of people's values. Times were very hard back then. So if you're looking at from a prosperity perspective, you would say, oh, we weren't doing well in the 50s. In the late 50s, we weren't doing well. But I'm looking at it from a virtuous standpoint, because that's the topic today. So from a virtuous standpoint, I think that was the best decade that America had, as far as the nuclear family's value set. Working hard against hard times. We were sticking together through hard times. The black community had an extremely high marriage rate, an extremely high rate of children born within wedlock. So just as far as being righteous and being virtuous, it was a really good time for black people and white people alike in America. What do you think was probably the best decade for us, virtue-wise?
I agree with you. Definitely. And see, the thing is, it wasn't so much different, like as far as what is expected of a woman. Women still worked then, but they didn't mind coming home and being a wife. It wasn't like, oh, I went and got to bed, and now I come back home, and because I worked, don't ask me for nothing. You know what I mean? Women worked then, and that was fine. That was okay. They still came back home. They still cooked. They still cleaned. They still took care of their children, and they still were able to be wives.
Right.
But exactly. They had a greater sense of responsibility as far as dedication to their family.
Nobody was independent. I mean, men and women relied on each other, and we're clear. We understood that we relied on each other in that time period. Shout out to Andrew Tate, man. Is this the real Andrew Tate in here? Because I'm pretty sure I remember seeing Tate Clips Daily being an official channel. So I got to check on that. Is that really you, my boy? If that's really Andrew Tate, man, shout out to Andrew. Thanks for coming through and checking out the stream, brother. You know, much love and respect for you over here. Yeah. So, all right. So I want to hear your definition, no pressure, just what you think. You're not on trial here. I know the guys are going to try to put you on trial, but, I'm not having it. What is your, definition or description of a virtuous woman? And obviously, we're talking in these times. So what do you think are the qualities of a virtuous woman, and maybe some of her unacceptables? Like, what are the things that she won't accept? And then what are some of the things that you think that she demands that are, without negotiation?
So to me, a virtuous woman is like, when she comes in the room, because everyone looks her way, because she looks light, she looks happy, she's energetic, she's smiling, she's speaking, she speaks when she comes in a room. You know who she is. She gives you a sense of, you can feel that feminine energy from her. And it's reasons why she moves that way. It's because she has intuition and discernment. So she can go anywhere, and she can go anywhere, and she's always going to be herself, because she's taken time to learn herself. Some of the things that I would say, if you're dealing with how you can determine, I guess, let me say this. Some things that a virtuous woman would expect from a man is, I'm gonna put it in man. I'm a man explainer. So let's say I'll use this. one of the things that I believe men, one of y'all best traits is being productive. So you guys like to work for what you have. And to me, a virtuous woman is going to, a virtuous woman will understand that. Because she understands that any man that wants her is going to work for her. Like he's not like she's going to make him like chase her or anything, but he's going to invest in her. And the way he's going to do that is by giving her time. Yeah, she's gonna require that he's here. You know, he's not there, here, over there with that girl. And she's gonna want you present. And while you're present with her, you're gonna give her attention. And you're gonna want to get to know her inside and out, intimately. In any way, you're gonna know her wants and needs just by looking at her. But the thing is, you're gonna want to do that because she's gonna do the same for you. So, and another way that another thing a virtuous woman would expect from a man is so you would give her time, consistency, attention. Also, as far as literally providing, a virtuous woman is going to expect a man to be able to hold his own, to provide shelter and protection, and all those things, and be able to take care of family. Those are standard. But before you guys even get there, while you're dating, she's going to pull those things out of you. She's not going to waste her time either, because she knows she's going to date one man at a time. She's not going to be dating all of these different men. Just like you're going to give her your time, she's going to be devoted to you in a sense of, while we're dating, you got me. So you don't have to worry about her being a bunch of different other places, spreading her wings and all that. No. She's going to give you a time. She's going to give you enough time to get to know her, to build that bond, that relationship, and it's going to be just with you, because you can't build multiple relationships and them be as strong if you're looking for marriage, you know. So and that's one thing I pride myself on. Like, I cannot be in a lot of different places doing a lot of different stuff. If you got me, you got me. I got your back. So to me, that's what I would say a virtuous woman is like. Also, but I want to add this to it. She's also, it's not that she's educated, she just has intuition. But she can go in any room and speak to anybody and hold a conversation. She can read body language. So if there's a guy she needs to check, it's not that she's masculine, it's just that she understands that some men they will cross the line. So if you're not there, she might have to check that man. She might have to say, hey, brother, back up, I got a man. But then there might be a man that approaches her right, and she can tell him, like, hey, I'm taken. It's just she's intuitive. She has discernment. She can move. She floats. She's easygoing. She knows how to handle herself. She can go anywhere and do anything, and men and women will gravitate to her and look at her as someone they can talk to or ask advice to. She's a good leader, but she's also good to be led by a good man.
Okay. Well, for me, I mean, it all starts in the childhood. A virtuous woman isn't made, she's raised. And what happens is she's raised up on these values and this set of principles. So she has the virtue from then. So really it just becomes a matter of maintaining it. And how she maintains it is by not letting other people dictate what form of currency she accepts when it comes to validation. So she determines what form of validation she's going to receive, and she also determines what she's going to be validated for. And this starts before she even likes boys. This is just when she's interacting with other girls, other girls in school, other little girls in the neighborhood. It's like, these are the things that my mother, my aunt, my grandmother, praised me for. And these are the expectations that the men in my family have for me. This is how my older brother, expects me to conduct myself. Or if I have younger siblings, I have a certain level of responsibility and authority over them. But the authority doesn't come with being condescending or snobbish. It comes with being protective, as well as constantly trying to teach them. to hold their hand and basically transmit what the adults taught her to her younger siblings. So these are all skills that are going to manifest themselves in her adulthood, in her ladyhood, if you would. And it's also going to be the core principles in which she chooses her friends, the women that she associates with. So what happens is she knows her friends are her friends, right? Because their friendship isn't based on fashion, it isn't based on who's the pretty girl, it isn't based on who you double date with or who's cool in school or whatever like that, right? It's based on some morals that are stemming more from the family than from the social setting. In other words, her values don't change at school, or they don't change when she goes off to college, or they don't change when she enters the workforce. They remain. So what happens now when she meets a guy, he quickly understands, okay, this girl's different, and I'm not going to be able to relate to her on those, those fast go tactics that are going to work with the majority of females, right? I'm not going to get her with the flashy car. I'm not going to get her with that quick game. I'm not going to get her with the status and who I hang out with. I'm not going to get her with those type of things, right? I'm going to have to show her that I'm a real man. Why? Okay, I have these morals and these values. How do I prove them? Right? So now he has to genuinely be helping that old lady across the street. He has to genuinely, cancel on the date because one of his friends needs something, but I'm going to make it up to you. I really do want to see you, but this issue that a friend is having is time sensitive, and I got to be there for my friends. You get what I mean? So it's like, okay, this guy doesn't put his dick before his loyalty. I have elderly people in my family, and I got to be there for them. They need me to carry out something. I got to be the man. I got to go get that done. They have to be able to rely on me because they're elderly now at this point. But when I was growing up, my grandparents were there for me. So those type of qualities, you can't fake them. But that's what virtuous women are going to respond to. They're going to respond to that more than the jewelry or the new Jordans. You know what I mean? So these type of things are very rare nowadays. They weren't rare in the past. They just become more and more rare as time goes on. But the virtuous woman also puts hurdles in front of men, but she doesn't put the self-serving hurdles in front of men, like, I'm going to make him chase me. I'm going to wait 2 hours to text him back. She puts different type of hurdles in front of you. Like, okay, you told me you needed to get this done. Well, I'll tell you what, you really want to see me? Get it done, and then you can come see me and we'll celebrate. You see what I mean? Get that report done, or get whatever that thing is that you said you needed to get done that you're procrastinating on. Why don't you get that done and let me be your motivation? And then you start a healthy habit. That's how women use their femininity to encourage men and to basically make him better, right? Because instead of him chasing the pussy, he's now chasing her validation because she wants a man she can be proud of. Well, what is it that she's proud? What is it that she's going to be proud of? His height, how much money he makes every year, or how he makes his money? So to a virtuous woman, that's more important than how much money. It's how he made that money. You get what I mean? What's more important than his height is what he does with that height, right? Are you a basketball coach? Are you coaching Little League, for free? Out of the kindness of your heart because you want to share that with young boys because you played college ball. So that's the type of things that I think of when I think of a virtuous woman, is that her entire demeanor is not selfish, and everything that she does is motivating to something of a greater good, something that's worth more. So if she's testing him to see, is he husband quality, is he father material? Not the petty little, does he like me? Is he going to come over if I'm on my period? Let me lie to him and say I'm on my period to see if he still spends time with me. Not these little stupid frivolous games that women play just to feed their own ego. The tests that she puts him through are tests of virtue and valor. So, what woman is going to be able to do that if she didn't even already learn that in her home, learn that in her house? Because I tell men that that's the type of shit that they should be doing with women. There's so many ways to test women. And the average guy is not testing a woman at all. He's not testing nothing. The closest he's going to come to
No.
testing a woman is, I'm going to touch her titty and
Yeah.
see if she stops me. What the fuck?
No, you're absolutely right. You're definitely right. And I just want to add this, what you just said. I kind of want to go back to something else you said, but I just want to add to what you said about that a lot of men don't test women nowadays. You know, a lot, and I want guys to understand this. If any test that you have comes down to a monetary kind of test, like a woman's tell him I want this shoe or I want this bag, that's not the girl for you. That's it should. If you ever feel like you're getting tested about money, that's a bad test, because it should be more about character and your ability to follow through before it is about money. So definitely, I agree with you when you say men are tested women by grabbing their boob. Yeah, no, that's not. How far are you trying to get with that? But I also want to go back to when you said that, you know, a lot of that a virtuous woman is kind of raised that way. What I do want to add to that is there is room for redemption for women who have not grown up in that way. You can redeem yourself. You can make conscious decisions to say, I have standard, I have virtue, I want to be a virtuous woman, and I want to move a certain way from this point on. But the thing about it is you have to be realistic about where you are, where you can start, where your standards shall lie, and how to go about presenting yourself. You know, you have to match your funk. You know, you can't say, okay, you know, I had 2 children by 2 different men and I'm unmarried, and now I want the next man to come in.
It's too late though. I'm sorry, it's too late. You know, and I'm sure there's a lot of women that don't want to hear that. But with situations and circumstances like that, it's too late. I'm sorry, it's a done deal.
You need a miracle, but it can happen.
No,
it can happen.
No. The only thing that can happen with that, the best case scenario with that, is that a virtuous man comes into your life and says that he wants to make an honest woman out of you. That's it. That's the most that you can hope for. That's the most that you can hope for. And I've done it before. I did it before for a time frame, and it's a nice little umbrella. Because what happens is that those kids resemble that guy, and they're young enough, and the actual father is nowhere in the picture. If they stay together, he can give her this gold-plated persona of a good woman. Now here's the thing, it's gold-plated. If you throw some acid on that bitch and you get underneath it, it's not 14 karat solid gold. It's not. But as long as everyone at work, everybody at school, all the neighbors in the new neighborhood don't know that that's not the birth father, they're gonna think that that's real gold. When they invite you over for barbecues and everything, as long as you and him agree that we keep it like that and we don't tell people the truth, everybody's gonna bite on that gold nugget and think, oh, this is real gold, right? But the moment somebody says that means his kids, that's their stepfather. It's over now.
Wow. And when you say it's over now, what is over? Like, is it a facade?
The facade of the virtue is over. And like I said, and we could correlate it to men. We can correlate it to men. If you're a dude and in your youth, you was robbing up shit, you was selling dope, you was doing what you was doing, you was getting it in, and somehow you got a lawyer that got you off, you got lucky, you got your time reduced, and then you're like, you know, my crimes were a little bit more heinous, right? So you can't even really, you know, you actually hurt people. I'm not saying, you know, somebody was doing, I'm talking about you actually hurt people. There's no virtue in that. You hurt the innocent. But you got out, you started over again, you got a good job, you talked some people into trusting you, you got some really good opportunities. Now you wear a suit and a tie to work, you dress like Kevin Samuels to go to work now. You see what I'm saying?
I hear you.
It's all good. It's all good until somebody brings that up. You got a fiance now, you right? You say, okay, I'm gonna wait till after I'm married to have the kids, you know, I get the I got the tie, and I'm going to all these corporate events, and I'm bringing my wife to the company party, and everything's good. Everything's good until somebody come up and say, hey, Derek, hey, Sillock 4, hey, what up, homie? What's up, my nigga? When you get out, my nigga? What's up? What's with the suit and everything, bro? You see what I'm saying? It's gold plated. Because now all those people gonna be looking at you, the CEO gonna be looking at you, they're gonna be like, yo, what is this gentleman talking about, Derek? What's Sillock? What company is that? That wasn't on your resume. I'm a little confused, Derek. What is this fella talking about? Oh, that's my nigga right here, man. Hey, man, we should do time in the Bay, man. Hey, remember that time when you shaved that dude? Oh, Derek, is he talking about... Is he talking about a stabbing, Derek? You stabbed someone? It's over. It's over.
Yeah.
I need you to clear out your office on Monday. So I'm just saying, it's got to be 100%. I'm not saying that people don't make mistakes and you got to move forward in life and you got to do the best you can or whatever. But that's the same as Kanye thinking, I love Kim and, I know about her past and I accept her as she is. And really?
But see, let's take this at face. Let's stay right there with Kim and Kanye. But you got to think about it. Kim never presented herself as a woman that had changed in my eyes. I've never seen Kim with dressed appropriately for an extended period of time.
But I've dated them. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I've dated women I've dated women that have genuinely made the change.
Okay.
It comes back.
Oh wow.
If you're lucky, maybe. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, the woman that I had, she was on her P's and Q's, doing everything 100%, classy lady, moved to a very nice area, really nice home, put the kids in private school, 100% faithful, good woman, whole 9 yards. But it came back.
So you said it came back. So you're going back to that situation.
That's not the only situation where I've seen it though.
Right. No, I believe you, and I believe that you're right when they say come back. I know.
The past comes back.
But I want to say that it becomes to a certain point where when you say it comes back, her behavior didn't come back. Consequences came back. Correct.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to tell you is it's going to be the same result. Do you really think that the headmaster of the school was like, oh, well, I mean, that was 11 years ago, and things have changed, and I'm sure. No,
I agree with you. No. I agree with you. And people going to look at her different. She might not be invited to the cookout or something like that, But I would say, that does affect the family. Anybody's action or past will, if it's, not in the best light, will affect their family in the long run at some point or whatnot. But I do think there is a way to redeem yourself in a way. I think there's somebody for everybody. Let me say that. But you have to know what that somebody looks like. But then with a doctor or somebody who has a public job, but can she get with the guy that fits on her level? Like, to me, absolutely, somebody for her.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is we're discussing two different things, though. We're not talking about good people. We're not talking about people making good choices. We're not talking about people not making the same mistakes anymore. Those are all good things. That's all great. That's most people who are good. It's not most people in general, but it's at least most people that are trying to do better, trying to do the right thing. Now, that's something completely different than what we're talking about. What we're talking about is virtue. And the thing about virtue is it doesn't have anything to do with, is anybody looking? Does anybody know? Does anybody see me right now? Am I going to get away with this? Is this going to come back later? Because if it is, then I won't do it. But if it isn't, then I will. That's not virtue.
Yeah. No, that's not virtue.
Virtue is I don't care who knows, who does or doesn't find out. I'm not because I'm virtuous. That's what virtue is by definition, is that you do the right thing simply because it's the right thing. No other incentive needed, no payment needed, and no consequence if not needed. You're simply doing it because it's the right thing, not because it's the best thing for you, not because it's going to get you the best result. You see what I'm trying to say? So even in this YouTube space, I have to have that focus, and I got to keep reminding myself, what is your purpose? Why are you really here? Because if you start thinking about, why don't I have as much views? Why am I not making as much money? Why am I not getting as much super chats? Why am I not getting as much attention? Why am I not getting any notoriety? Because if I'm thinking like that, then my decisions cannot be virtuous. Because now it's, let me invite women on so I can kick them off. Let me invite women on so I can disrespect them. Let me say what everybody wants to hear me say. Let me kick up drama. Let me create controversy. You know, anything for the views, anything for attention, anything for the clout. Right? So that's what's going to benefit you. That's what's going to make you feel like you're getting somewhere. Right? So virtue is doing the right thing simply because it's the right thing. That's it. You'll watch people seem like they're doing better than you or getting more than you, right? So for women, they're going to see guys flying other women out. They're going to see guys buying women $5,000 handbags and guys picking women up in Ferraris and Maybachs and McLarens and everything. But the virtuous woman is not going to get that. And if she does, it's going to take a while, and it's going to be genuine, and it's going to be from one man, and he's going to stay. And she's probably going to have to work with him to get there, to get to that level. She's not going to get that from random strangers. How could she? How could she?
These are random strangers.
Right. She's going to have to do something that's not virtuous. You think a virtuous woman is going to have 100,000 followers on social media? How's she going to pull that off being virtuous? Nobody want to see that shit. That doesn't get people's attention, right? Majority of guys that she's going to think are attractive are not going to wait around. They're not going to wait around for that pussy. They're not going to earn access to her sexually. They're not going to come meet her father and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Come on, I ain't trying to do all that. Because then they have to actually be a good person to get her. You see what I'm trying to say? They have to actually do the right thing.
They would have to give her time.
Right. Yeah. They're going to have to be virtuous also.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to say, is that it's very few women that are going to even be able to fit into that category, and they damn sure aren't going to be recycled women. It ain't going to be women that fucked up and now all of a sudden, no, I've had my fun and I'm a different person now. My ass. You can be a different person, you just can't be virtuous. Because
right, exactly.
To me, for a woman, that's synonymous with, I'm a born-again virgin. Bitch, please. Stop making up words. Stop making up words. That's a born-again virgin, that term cancels itself out.
Yes.
Hey, I would like to make a second first impression. It cancels itself out.
Right. No, absolutely. That is nonsense. And it's a contradictory statement. It's like you can't go back and do that over. If I'm around a girl, because none of my friends will say stuff like that. But if I'm around a girl and she say that, that's like a red flag to me. We cannot really. I would like separate myself from her, because I'm like, she is not living in reality. Like, it don't matter how long you go, you cannot be a reborn, whatever, born again virgin. That is nonsense. So I agree, and that's what you can equate what you just explained to me about being a virtuous woman. You can't be a born again virtuous woman, right?
No such thing. No such thing. All you can do is try to be a good woman from that point on, and you can find men that are going to match up with that. Because you can find men that they've made their mistakes and they're doing the same damn thing. They're trying to do better moving forward. They might not have the cleanest track record, so they're willing to accept that maybe, this person also made mistakes.
Right.
Okay, it happens.
Absolutely.
And maybe those people need to be together. Maybe they do, maybe they don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. But from my experience, those type of women are reserved for the highest caliber of men. These virtuous women, the highest caliber of men. And with men, you get a different type of credit forgiveness. Because a guy can still have all of these values having made mistakes in the past. Because with men, purity is not part of our value. That's not where our value hinges on. For us, our value hinges on being capable. So with that being said, a guy that can come from nothing and make something out of himself, he is more valuable than a guy that was born into value. Because capability is an extremely valuable male characteristic and trait. How capable are you? I don't know how to do this, but I'm a fast learner. That's extremely valuable in a guy. I can make this mistake over and over again, but then I can come in this motherfucker and I can fix it. I can change, I can switch it up, and I can do better, and be stronger because I've already fallen down this amount of times. I've already gotten dirty. But once a woman gets dirty, I'm sorry, it's just not the same. It just isn't the same. Women with this rebuilt, refurbished, salvaged type of value, it just doesn't work the same with women. So they have to be mindful of the fact that they already came in with value. They already came in with this value. They already came in with this purity. You were born with it. You have to maintain it. You have to defend it. You have to hold on to it. And then you have to also know how to choose well which man you're going to go ahead and give it to. Because once you give it to that guy, then it's like, you can't give it twice. You gave it to that guy. So it's like when I broke up with my chick, I'm like, listen, I already knew you were talking to some other dude. And she swears up and down, oh no. It's like, listen, your definition for it and a guy's definition is different. If you text him back and forth with a guy, he's already becoming an option. I'm not an idiot. Just because you haven't gone out with him yet or haven't actually done anything with him, it doesn't matter. It's still the same shit. You're already entertaining, some type of backup option or something like that. That's fine. Because I damn near suggested that, like, yo, you need to go find another motherfucker because, somebody's gotta take care of your ass. Somebody's gotta lead. Somebody's gotta provide for you. Whatever. Right? No, I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna be me because, I'm extended and I already see that the Most High has different plans for me, right? So I'm gonna need bigger, better, and more. It just is what it is. Every guy at some point in time has to know his worth. You have to know your value. You have to know your worth, but you have to actually ascend to that. You can't be saying, I know my worth, like how the modern woman says it. The modern woman is just like projecting it. She's just saying anything. It's just, positive thinking, wishful thinking or some shit. As a guy, what I'm saying is you have to know your limitations, you have to know your potential, and know where you project yourself to be. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And then know this is what I deserve at these different levels. So right now, a lot of guys, when it comes to women, what they believe that they deserve, number one, is way lower than what they actually deserve. And number two, that notion is coming from the market. That notion isn't coming from them. The notion is coming from the market. Like society and the women are deciding what they deserve. Now, the reason why that's fucking ridiculous is because the man is the consumer. The man is the one that's paying. The man's the one whose credit has to get ran. The man's the one that has to provide the technicality, the logistics for this union to even happen. So what I'm trying to say is, imagine you going to the car dealership. You're the one that has to, make the credit check. You're the one that has to have the down payment. You're the one that has to keep up with the payments, right? But them telling you what car, you see what I'm trying to say? You're supposed to settle for. It's like, no. I'm the consumer. I decide this fucking market. If I don't buy, what are you going to do with those cars? They're just going to be on the lot. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? If men unanimously decided that, hey, we ain't buying, what would they do with all of these cars? You would just have all these cars sitting on the lot, and they would drastically start to depreciate because if nobody's buying the cars, now you have to sell them for less to get rid of them. It's like at the end of the year when that new model doesn't sell, now you get it drastically cheaper and that car still hasn't been driven yet. But why? Because you got to get it off the lot and make room for next year's model. You get what I'm trying to say? So the men are letting the women decide what you get for that money, right? So the women are saying, I want a guy that's this tall, makes this type of money, blah, 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 blah. And then they're also deciding what that guy gets for that. Are you fucking kidding me? You're telling him what he gets with that qualification? No, that's not how it works. The guy who makes that requirement, he decides what a woman needs to bring to get him, right? So that's what I'm saying with that. A lot of guys, they don't even know their value. They don't even know their worth. They don't realize that you have the leverage, you have the bargaining chips, and you're just basically handing that off to the woman, letting her make these decisions, and you're over here running behind her, chasing her. When if you don't facilitate this relationship, you don't finance it, it doesn't happen. So it needs to be happening under your terms in the first place, is what I'm trying to say. So that's why it's like, for me, it's like, I already know that where I am now, I already deserve more. And where I'm going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, it's going to be even far more than that. So why even hang on to the shit? And then it's like, as far as talking to another dude, I already know what the value of the woman is. So if I wanted that not to take place, I could simply just approach the other dude and just be like, hey, she's yours. You can have her. I'm done with it, bro. No resistance here. But just know that I was smashing that, at will for the last couple of years. Just know that I was skeeting in, on, around that, down her throat, whatever. So, yeah, man, you can have it. Knock yourself out. It's all yours. Mentally, her value just dropped dramatically. Mentally, spiritually, her value just dropped dramatically to that guy, because I just made it abundantly clear to him that, bro, there's no purity there. I've already had that. I already had my way with it. So if you want that, go ahead and have your turn. But if you want to wife that up and keep that forever, good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? Good luck with that. Just remember, what she was doing with her mouth. Just remember what she was doing with her body and whatnot before I discarded it. And it's fucked up as that is to say, women keep on acting like, oh, well, a woman's body count doesn't matter, and so what if a woman has been with guys in the past? So what? So has a man. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Like, you not learning. Like, I feel like, I wasn't really sexually active in high school, but I feel like in high school, is this not something you would have picked up in high school? Like, where it was like, the guys in the football team, they hit a lot of chicks. Once the three guys hit the same girl, that girl was off limits. You learned that in high school, right? You will see it. You don't have to explain it, but you had to see it. It's on TV.
Well, all I'm saying is that's why traditionally, all throughout time, up until now, women were married extremely young, because their value is in their purity. I'm sorry. I know the modern woman wants to get around all these things. They want to believe Oprah. They want to believe Kim Kardashian. It's like, listen, whatever. You want to believe these women trying to convince you that you can go against nature. It doesn't work like that. You don't get to decide. You don't get to change the rules simply to benefit you, or to protect your feelings, or to reassure you that you haven't already fucked up. If you already fucked up, I'm sorry, you already fucked up. That's how it works. We can't reset everything just for you. So, for example, with my consults, I'm constantly repeating myself to grown-ass men, like, bro, why do I have to keep on explaining to you why you don't date women over a certain age? Like, I literally feel like I have to slap these guys over the back of their head, because they just can't fucking get it, because they were raised their whole life being told the same bullshit that the women were told. And it's like, they don't get it until I explain it to them like this. Okay, numbnuts. You're 36 years old. You're 37 years old, rocket scientist. You're still not at your peak yet. You're still not even at your highest value. You're going to be making more money at 42, more money at 45. You're going to be more traveled, more experienced, a better problem solver, more socially connected, have more of a business network. You're going to have more to offer a woman in years to come, okay? But yet you're fixated on dating women in their 30s who have already passed their prime as far as what they have to give to a man, but you keep on feeling comfortable with that because you think they're easier to get. They're not easier to get, you dumbass. They're just humbled now because they need to rely on a sucker like you. They can't be competitive out here with these young women. Now, to put it into perspective, Because a lot of these guys admit feeling sorry for these women. No shit, because they present themselves in a way for you to feel sorry for them because they're counting on your compassion. They're counting on your conscience. They're counting on your guilt. They're counting on you wanting to be Captain Save-A-Ho and be the hero of the story. You want to be Mario and save the princess. You and fucking Luigi trying to save this ungrateful bitch, right? But here's the thing that you're not taking into consideration. The reason why you shouldn't feel sorry for her is because women her age did not feel sorry for men your age when they were 17, dating the 19-year-old guy. When they were 21, dating the 26-year-old guy. When they were 25, dating the 36-year-old guy with a wife, right? When they were getting flown out by men 10 years older than them, they didn't feel sorry for you that you couldn't get a date. They didn't feel sorry you were living in your mom's basement. They didn't feel sorry for you that you couldn't get in the club and you couldn't get into VIP. Poor me, the girls my age don't like me, I'm invisible. They didn't care. So the same women are trying to guilt trip you for dating younger women. Funny how you couldn't guilt trip them for dating old men, right? So wake the fuck up. It was their turn when they were in their early 20s, and now it's your turn. Now that you're in your late 30s, it's your turn now, dummy. So you,
especially if you work hard.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. So you didn't get your time when you were in your late teens and your early 20s, and now you're about to throw it all away because you feel sorry for some single mother. Come on, bro. I'm not preaching hate for women. I'm preaching love for men's self. It's not about punishing these women. These women punish themselves. See, when you say don't date single moms or don't commit to single moms or don't lower your standards so that these women have security, everybody acts like you're attacking women. It's not about attacking women. It's about protecting men. Protecting men because men deserve to get their time too. They deserve to live their best life too. And you said, especially if you worked for it, I beg to differ. Because the women didn't work for it. They were just beautiful. They were just young and beautiful.
Man has worked hard. Like, I have a thing. Like, men who sacrificed their 20s and they went into their 30s and now they got that Ferrari, they got that penthouse, they got that good apartment, that nice, beautiful home. Those men live your best life, even when they didn't work for it. I agree with that too. You know what I'm saying? Those men who sacrifice, who put the long hours in, more respect to them because I feel like that's how a man should be. Like that is to me like an ideal man. A man who really knows how to sit and lay low, stack his bread, take care of himself. He works out. He has a diet plan. He has went and got his certifications in IT. He has lived in a place where he can buy his home. And he was humble, and now he's flourishing. And he should go and get the lady that he wants, whether she is 21, whether she's 25, it don't matter. I don't care what she is. But he has a right to get the woman that he desires. And he should not be guilt tripped. But I believe that a man like that will not be guilt tripped because he has worked hard to be who he is. And he's going to stand 10 toes on who he is and what he wants. And no one's going to tell him different. So, more respect to that.
Well, here's the thing though. There's levels to this shit. And there's degrees to this shit. Because the women, they got access just simply for being young and beautiful.
Yeah.
The question is, what did they do with it? Some women just went to parties. They took advantage of all the favors, all the gifts, all the free invites, all the free trips, and all the bags and the clothes and the shoes. And I pick you up in the Ferrari. I pick you up in the convertible. I take you to the city's basketball game. I take you to the football game. I take you to the concert. Some women just did all of that and enjoyed it while it lasts. And now they're over here acting like the ride's never supposed to end. But some women said, I got access to this 38-year-old doctor. I'm getting engaged. I got access to this guy that's running his own company at 37. I'm 24. I'm getting engaged.
Yeah.
Some of these women said, fuck that. I got this high value man on me right now. We're on our 8th date. I already see where this is going. My mom is having a party in a week. I'm going to invite him.
Yeah.
He meets my mom. It's going down. We're getting married. Right?
So guess what? When dudes get to about 37, 38, 39, 40, and you start getting the grays all in here, right?
Salt and pepper.
I don't give a shit whether you're still figuring out and you're still trying to situate and establish your life, or if you already got it all figured out. Either way, take the access to those young women, and what you do with it is going to have a range. Some guys that are older are just going to smash these young chicks. They're just going to enjoy them. They're just going to be knocking down these little young girls because they're so attracted to the fact that he's older, more distinguished, knows more, got better game, whatever. And some of these men are going to be doing what the smart younger girls did and was like, listen, I got this 23-year-old. She's smart. She's pretty. She comes from a good family. Fuck that. I'm locking it down. I'm trying to put a baby in her. I'm about to propose to this little chick. I'm going to take her on a trip. I'm going to propose to her out in the middle of nowhere in the ocean. And I'm going to come back with a fiance. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't say, oh, the ones that worked for it. Oh, hell to the no. Hell to the no. Because what men work for with women is not sex. Okay? If you're working for sex as a man, you failed. You failed. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a fucking failure because I'm working for pussy. Men don't work for pussy. Okay? What you need to have worked for is to maintain a woman. It's two different things. Okay?
Oh, when I say work for, I mean like his
right, that's what I'm trying to say. If you worked hard, you saved and invested your money, you leveled up in an industry or a career, you made yourself valuable, now you're in a position to tell a woman, I like you, I want you, quit your job, come move in with me, we're going to get married, you don't work no more, okay, we'll put babies in you, and that's what we do, and I can cover everything because I've established this. I worked hard to be in a position to be a provider. Right? That's what men work for. You don't work for the vagina. Okay? You can get the vagina with a smile, good conversation, and a couple of drinks at the bar or the lounge. That can get you vagina. Right, but you're not going to be able to lock that chick down. You're not going to be able to marry and provide for that girl. You're not going to be able to have children and a family with her if you didn't do the work and put yourself in a position to be a valuable father or husband. So it's two different things. Just like a woman could just be young and sexy and beautiful, and she could have no loyalty, right? She could have no work ethic, no honesty, none of those skills, and she's just you're just a sexual item. You're just a couple of nights of fun. Or you could be a woman that has all of that and young and beautiful. Okay, now you're prime real estate for a wife, right? So these are the differences. But what I see is these older dudes, regardless of how much they have their shit together or not, running behind these older women trying to solve all their problems. Not realizing, do you realize why the bar is so high? The bar is so high because her life is chaos. And she needs you to fix all these mistakes. And listen what I'm trying to say here, because there's plenty of professional women out there and all those women that will say, oh, Allende, you just talking from hate. Not all women are like that. Not all women have problems. Not all women have chaos. Let me stop you right there. Okay? A woman can be making great money, have her own place, have her own car, have her career, and have no children out of wedlock. And guess what? Your life is still in chaos, mama. And you still need a man to come and fix your shit. You're thinking because you pay your bills on time, your life's not in chaos. Your life is in chaos because you're 36, unmarried with no children. Stop. Your life is in chaos. Okay? Because you're not happy and you have no fucking idea how you're going to get from where you are to some type of happiness and fulfillment, because all you have is those material accomplishments. All you have is that punk ass degree sitting in a glass case. All you have is your career. All you have is your car and your money. All you have is my Lexus is paid for. That's all you have. So
and going on a girl trip.
Right. So that's still chaos. That's still chaos is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Knock it off. You're 36, 37 years old and you're still wearing sexy ass outfits to go to expensive restaurants on Mondays and Tuesdays with your girlfriend? Mm-hmm. Knock it off. And you think you're better than a 26-year-old who got $600 in the bank.
Yes.
Right? And a high interest rate on her car. You think you're better than that chick because she ain't got nothing going for her. Please. She has her youth.
And she's probably teachable.
That's what I'm trying to say. A valuable man can come in at any moment and tell her, don't worry about it, quit your job, I'll pay your car off, we good. That's it. That's it. She's good. Because now she has a man, she has purpose,
she's covered.
Her life is going somewhere now. Right?
Her life is going somewhere.
Right.
Absolutely.
So what I see
as a leader,
I see two extremes. I see either women who just walking around on the phone, FaceTiming a girl about nothing, sitting down, doing nothing, at the pool, doing nothing, taking selfies, doing nothing, and more nothing, or boss babes constantly working. They're typing, they're on the computer, I gotta do this, I got a meeting, I gotta work, I got this, I got that, I got that.
Look, you just described two family members of mine.
Two extremes. Two extremes.
Right?
Exactly. Two extremes. You got a woman that's doing absolutely nothing productive with her time, and you got a woman that's working her ass off to make some stranger rich. But do you see how both of them are going nowhere without a man? They're both going nowhere without a man. Because if the chick with all the idle time had a man with a plan and direction, he would say, hey, babe, what's up? What you doing? Oh, nothing. I'm just on the phone with my friend. Yeah, listen, hang that shit up right now. I'm going to need you to do X, Y, and Z. Also, get my suit from the cleaners. You know I got that meeting tomorrow. Are you not keeping up with the calendar? What's going on? I need you to be mindful of these things. I need you to get all this shit together. You're the one talking about you want to go to Hawaii next month, right? Yeah, baby, we're going to Hawaii. You know, time out. Why don't you do all the things that I need you to do so that we can go to Hawaii? You're right, I'm sorry. That's right. Come on, put some pep in your stuff. I need these things done. I'm relying on you. Now he just put her ass to task. So now she has all this idle time to just talk to her friends, be on Instagram, and do all of nothing, right? Now the chick that's a workaholic, if she had a good man in her life with a plan, he would be saying, all right, so listen, you're gonna do this job for how much longer? What's our plan? You're gonna do this, this, and this, then you're gonna bring your 30%, and I'm gonna put it with my 70%, and then we're gonna go buy this house, then we're gonna move, you're gonna start working remotely from home, you're gonna reduce your hours dramatically, right? And then how long before we have a baby? He just gave her chaos some structure now. Now you're not working your life away for some stranger to make him rich. You're simply working at this job as a means to an end now. Because your fiance or your boyfriend or your husband just put it into perspective. He made it make sense. Without him, you were chasing the bag, chasing independence, chasing a career, things that don't fulfill women, things that don't make women happy. But he came in and made that a bridge to what would make you happy. So he just gave your dumb ass a GPS now because you didn't know where you were going and you were letting your boss lead you. You were letting your supervisor, your manager lead you, taking advantage of your naivety. Because they're like, yo, this chick is a hard worker and she has no idea that she's going to work herself to death. So we're going to just let her do that for the company. Right? And then she's not going to demand a raise. She's not going to demand more money. She's going to continue to try to prove herself. Right. She's going to continue to try to prove herself because she's insecure about being a woman in this industry. So we're going to take advantage of her. He. This is how the game goes.
I agree.
Right? This is how the game goes. So without a man to explain that to her and protect her from her own mistakes, she would throw her fucking life away behind that shit and then realize years later, I wasted my fucking life. I wasted my life.
Stuff. Like a lot of women who work hard, they accumulate junk. Like stuff that has no value. It's like stuff that you can't.
And then you gotta pay storage to keep it. Now you gotta pay storage to keep that stupid shit.
Just a bunch of stuff.
Just a bunch of stuff. Exactly. This is what happens. But when women don't want to listen to a man, this is what they get themselves into. But see, this is why the whole I don't need a man, I'm strong, independent, I don't need a man tell me what to do. This is why this is such a dangerous message. Because it's dishonest and disingenuous. If you told women from jump, you need a man, and they said, this is the truth, this is the gospel, and they accepted it, you know what they would spend all their time and energy doing now? Choosing the right man.
That's what I was thinking. Thank you for saying that, because a lot of women say, I don't need a man, because when they think about a man, they have this image of someone else's man that did them wrong, did that person wrong, or they have the image of their father who left their mother, or not knowing why the father left their mother, but just negative men or men who don't live up to a certain standard that they think that real men are. Like, when I say something, I'm like, you need a man. And they're like, I don't need a man. A man can kill my life and give me problems. He gonna go cheat on me. And I'm like, what kind of man? Going back to your picker, why are you dating guys who move that way? That's on you. The onus is on you to pick a man and to spend time with a man that will treat you the way you want to be treated. You picked him. So however he treats you is what you picked. Period. It's not.
That's what we're trying to tell them. That's what we're trying to tell them. They're trying to blame somebody. Like, you picked that nigga though. You picked him. That's like being mad at a car that you bought. It's like, man, I hate this car because it's yellow. I hate this car because it has terrible gas mileage. It's like, bro, you picked that car.
And even let's take it even a little further with that analogy. You say you picked the limit. The onus is on you to go and before you drive that car, take it to a shop to get it evaluated. You're supposed to take it, let them run tests, and let them take the actual value of this car. What you want to take to fix it, et cetera, et cetera. Then you go and you negotiate. You have to do your own research. So I definitely agree with you about that. I don't like
and if you don't know how to do that, because a lot of these dudes don't know how to do that for many reasons. Because the problem is that so much time has been spent lowering the value of our women while making it trending. We've made all the things that make women less valuable trending. We made those things the thing to do, right? Sleeping around makes women less valuable, so we've encouraged women to do it and made it the coolest thing for women to do, right? Being strong and independent and having masculine traits makes women less valuable, less attractive. We've encouraged women to do that, right? Not admiring and respecting men. That makes women uncomfortable and unpleasant to be around. So what have they done? They've made that the attitude of the average, typical modern woman. No respect, no admiration for men, where they will openly get on any platform in any forum and say men are useless, yet men build everything. So you have people telling blatant lies that don't even make sense if you have eyes and ears, but people are saying it with confidence. Women are saying this shit with confidence on phones made by men, on computers made and maintained by men, driving cars made and maintained by men. Everything around them is maintained by men, and yet they say men are useless. You couldn't be any more disingenuous. How could men be useless? And they literally provide and maintain every facet of your comfortability. AC, weaves getting to you, makeup getting to you in the mail, there being a Sephora to go to, everything that makes women think that they're better than men and don't need men came from men. Like, my boys is doing another shipment. It's like, yo, what are you shipping? Oh man, we got a whole load of tampons. We got a load of makeup. It's like a bunch of stuff that women need to feel beautiful and feel comfortable and feel valuable and sexy and cute or whatever. How do you think acrylic gets to the nail shop? Like, how do you think any of the things get to your disposal? It gets there through the work and the labor and ingenuity of men. But yet women have the nerve to get online and say men are useless. Wait, that doesn't even make any sense, but they actually believe it. Mind you, these are the same women that in a few years are going to be crying because no men want to commit to them. So you're saying you don't need men for the first half of your life, then you realize you're desperately going to need at least one simp to stick with you for the second half of your life. So now you have all these men that have such low standards now and such low requirements now because the quality of women in general has dropped so low, and women have all this attention coming from the internet that they don't even value the typical or average man, so the average man is left out now. So what does he do? He lowers his standards even more. Now he's like a stray dog eating out of the garbage. He's gonna take whatever he can get. Okay? So the women become less valuable, and then on top of that, they're offering less. And what are the men doing in response? They're taking anything they can get. Anything you'll give me, I'll take it. So the women are asking for more, and the men are accepting even less. And this is continuing until there's going to be a breaking point. At some point, guys are going to be like, you know what? I can't even afford it anymore. Or I don't even want it anymore. Right? And attraction is going to collapse, and it's going to become a social norm that attraction isn't even a thing anymore. And if anybody that thinks I'm being dramatic, right? I'm sure there's people that's thinking I'm being unrealistic and I'm being dramatic. Okay, get your passport, go to Japan, and tell me if I'm being dramatic. In Japan right now, men have no interest in women. Zero. It's to the point now where the women have to pay guys just to hang out with them. There are women paying men to hug them. These aren't small pockets. What I'm talking about isn't like a small pocket. This is their cultural norm now. Their cultural norm is that women are career women, they're independent, they go out and work every day, they have no kids and no husband, and then when they emotionally get to that desperation where they just need to be around a dude, they literally rent guys by the hour to just, have dinner with them, and at the end of the night, hug them. And in Western countries, there are young people in their 20s and early 30s that are literally paying men in their 50s to come to social events and be like, their dad, to come and barbecue, to tell war stories, to give advice on girls. Are you fucking kidding me? There are people paying older men to be their dad for the day. This is how pathetic we've become, that we're literally monetizing social interactions with people. Because when guys get on OnlyFans, that's what it is. People have a hard time looking at shit as what it is. Look at it for what it actually is. OnlyFans is not about fucking nudity. The fact that you have to explain this to women and they're actually on OnlyFans is really frightening to me. They don't even understand what they're selling. You're not selling nudity. Nudity and porn has been free for decades. What you're selling is interaction. You're selling the fact that you actually respond to the guy, that you actually acknowledge his existence, right? So you have women that are literally monetizing acknowledging a dude. Wow. He said hi, she said hi back. He said, how's your day going? She said, good, and yours? He paid for that. So this is how sad our society is becoming, because we're allowing them to make us not human anymore, and then now we have to pay for human interactions. Okay? So what I'm trying to tell guys is, stop letting everyone else decide for you what you have to deal with and what you have to accept. You need to decide for yourself what it is you want and what you're going to accept. Right? Start finding these girls that are not in the major cities. They don't have Snapchat. They're not into all of that shit. Find one that's cute. She's not going to be dressed half naked. It might take you a while to see what her body looks like because she's not showing it to you. Right? But they are very cute girls. They are very attractive girls who are just shy and reserved. The point is, you're going to have to go and find them. You're going to have to go out and find them. You know they exist, but you have to find them. When I used to go to upstate New York, I knew they were deer, but you have to go find the deer. You're not just going to always see deer walking around. They're there. They live in the forest, but you have to be very, very quiet. You have to be very, very patient, and you have to find them. You might have to wake up super early in the morning, 5:30, 6 in the morning, just to see a deer eating some fucking grass. Do you see what I'm trying to say? But there's a high population of deer. There's a high enough population of deer. They exist. Groundhogs, all these animals, I knew they existed, but they were very hard to find them, very rare. I remember we would go out in the morning looking for snakes. To try to find snakes was very difficult. But again, we knew they existed. But other animals are all over the place. You can find plenty of roaches. You can find plenty of worms. You can find plenty of beetles.
Yeah, water bugs.
Right. The animals that you're not that interested in, you can find plenty of those. Right? But the majestic shit, you have to be patient and you really got to go looking for it, is what I'm trying to say. Right? Same thing with fishing. You look how many fish you could catch in a day, but you're not going to catch that, that prize-winning fish that you want to take a picture with. You have to be out there putting in the work and you have to become a skilled fisherman, and you still got to be patient. You got to pick the perfect water to go fishing in. You got to pick the right location, the right timing, the right weather. All these things gotta be lined up for you to come home with that big ass fish. Like, yeah, this is me, right? Other than that, you're gonna get all these little bullshit ass fish that you gotta throw back. Dating is the exact same way, right? But you have guys that either complaining about it or they give up completely, right? Well, that was your choice. That was your choice. Get the fuck out here and compete, or just shut the fuck up and stop blaming the fish. Because they're always blaming the fish. They have no fishing skills, but they're blaming the fish, right? So you see how you were talking about picking the women properly ahead of time, making the right choices and the right decisions. This is why I'm constantly telling guys, get the damn consult. Not because I don't have plenty of consults, but because all the consults that I'm getting is guys who have already fucked up. I keep getting the guys, they already made the mistake. And then the consult becomes about how they can salvage it and how do I get her back. And I'm just like, why are you paying me money to tell you how to get a bitch back? You should have hit me up before you even did what you did. You should have hit me up before you even chose that chick, and I would have told you no. I had a dude get me on the console, tell me about this waitress from Hooters and blah, blah, blah. And the whole time I'm like, yo, bro, stop wasting time telling me about this one chick. This is about you. This isn't about the chick. You keep telling me what the chick did and what she didn't do. And then I said this and then I said that. I'm like, bro. This is about you and what you need to do, not about what the chick did. So after all of that, mind you, I already told him, when you pick waitresses, bartenders, hostess, strippers, all these type of girls, you're already going down the wrong path. Those girls take more experience than the average guy, right? You have no fucking experience. You're already failing with women, and you're dealing with women that are harder to deal with because they already have an ulterior motive. Stop picking those women. See, guys think those women are easier to get simply because those women are easier to talk to. Why they're easier to talk to? Because you're ordering something, asshole. That's why she's easy to talk to, because you're ordering a steak. Go ahead.
I want to give you an analogy for that. That's like going to the casino and thinking you're going to beat the person that runs the table.
Exactly. You think you're the 1 in a million person that's going to win today.
You think you don't.
That's what I'm trying to say. These guys keep on trying to go for what they think is low-hanging fruit. They keep trying to go for what they think is easier because they're getting more feedback, more attention. Oh, I'm going to go for the girls that are 33 and got a kid already. Yeah, because that's the bitch that will text you back. Why is she texting you back? Because that's the low-quality chick that needs to text you back. The quality of woman that you should be dealing with is not texting you back. Therefore, you think it's harder to get. Not realizing that chick is less problematic. The reason why you're not getting the response from her is not because of her, it's because of you. Number one, you're not texting her interesting shit. You're texting her the same mundane, boring ass shit that every other lame ass guy is texting her. That's number one. Number two, she has tons of options and you're not even being competitive. So she doesn't have time to text you back. If she texts everyone back that did what you did, she would spend all day texting people. Okay? So she has to narrow it down to the guys that are worth her time, and that's not you, buddy. Not because you can't be, but because you didn't consult Allende first, and I can tell you how to project yourself so that you come off differently than all these other guys. But no, your dumb ass wants to wait until you get the stripper's number, or the bartender's number, or the cocktail waitress's number. Mind you, she's not giving you her number because she's genuinely interested. She's giving you her number because you talked her up at work, you ordered a steak, you ordered a beer, then you ordered another beer, then another beer because you wanted to keep talking to her. So you've already created the pattern of you paying her. So now she's going to give you her information so that she can tell you to come back to her job and get her exclusively as your waitress so that she can make more money off of you, stupid. And you're thinking, oh, that's not what it is because I only spent $38. I only tipped her like 20 something bucks. Okay, times that by 100. So the more dummies she has like you is the more money she makes, simpleton. If you were at the restaurant for 2 hours and you tipped her 26 bucks, that means she made $13 off of you in an hour. So imagine if she had a guest like you every hour. You see what I'm trying to say? She has multiple tables, and at each table she has a sucker like you that's tipping her $26. These are what these rocket scientists don't understand. She's monetizing the interaction with you, stupid. And you're thinking because it wasn't like life-changing money that you're not being used. What she's doing is using a bunch of guys collectively instead of using one guy maximally, right? So these guys already are fucking up by even trying to talk to a waitress when they don't even have the game for it. I've nailed plenty of waitresses, but I damn sure didn't nail them by going back and forth to their job. The one time I met them at their job, that's the last time that I'm going to her job, unless she's comping me. Okay? If I'm dealing with a stripper, I'm not going to her job unless she's giving me money. I'm not going to her job to give her money. If I come to her job, it's to pick up money. It's for her to fucking hit me up, to hook me up and my boys with drinks for the whole night that I'm there. She has to compensate me for coming to see her at her job. That's how I know I'm not being used. Because she has to give me something to come to her job and wait for her to get off. Notice I put wait for her to get off in there too. Because I'm not coming at her job just to say hi. I'm coming to her job so when she gets off of work, I can break her back. Come on, guys. These guys are unbelievable to me. That they don't see this type of shit coming. Because they've been so starved of attention from women for so long that they're like these starving ass little dogs that can just gonna take whatever they can get. You see how people sit there and they eat their food and then they throw scraps on the floor and the dog eats it? That's how the men today are behaving with women, right? The women are giving other men the prime course and then they just throw little scraps that the other guy doesn't want on the floor and these thirsty ass dudes come and eat it off of the floor. Because the guy that's hitting her, the guy that's fucking her doesn't want to come to her job and sit there for 2 hours and have dinner. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to text back and forth with her. You got these guys that are over here crying that a girl won't text them back. The guy that she's sleeping with, he doesn't want to text.
Exactly.
He's irritated when she keeps texting him. When she texts him, hey, what's going on, baby? What's up, baby? Good morning, boo. He's like, it's too early for this shit. That's what these dummies don't understand. The little shit that you're crying that she doesn't give you, the guy she's sleeping with doesn't even want that. He doesn't want to hear from her until it's time to have sex. That's it. He doesn't want to hang out. He doesn't want to go on dates. These guys are crying because she canceled the date on me. She flaked. She ghosted me. The guy that's sleeping with her, he doesn't want to go for coffee. He doesn't want to go to Chipotle's. He doesn't want to go have drinks. He just wants to smash. So you're literally getting scraps and you're whining and crying when you don't get a scrap thrown on the floor. When you're looking on the floor like the dog, you know how dogs be sniffing on the floor looking for another scrap and the dog's like, you didn't throw away any garbage for me to eat off the floor? The dog keeps circling around the same area on the floor where there were scraps before. That's the behavior of these dudes. I'm not exaggerating, I'm putting it into perspective. That's exactly how these dudes today are behaving. And what I'm telling them is if you can't figure this shit out and you don't understand it, hit me up preemptively before you go talk to the girl. When you say, I'm thinking about asking this girl out, bro, consult me first. Before she gets to not calling you back, not texting you back, and flaking on the third date in a row, hit me up before all of that. And I'm going to help you prevent that from fucking happening to you. Before she tells you to cash app her money for her phone bill and all this other stuff, because there's still girls telling guys, I didn't hit you back because my phone was off. And these guys are like, what's your phone bill? I'll pay it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I was reading the comments. Somebody thought your name was Megan. I'm like,
somebody's doing what?
Someone thought your name was Megan. I'm like, clearly.
No. These niggas is just trolling, bro.
Like what?
Yeah, but I mean, if he's actually that stupid,
yes,
then it's like I feel sorry for you. And if you're trolling with something so like pathetic, then I feel equally sorry for you. So it's the same result whether he does or doesn't actually think my name is Megan, which wouldn't make sense. Where's that on my channel? But there are people that stupid today, bro. There really are. A sim's thirst is too strong. Yeah, but see, this is what I'm trying to say. How do we get there is the point. How do we get there? And then you have these boys that were raised up craving their mother's validation, craving a female's validation, and which is why I keep telling these dudes, you're putting too much value in female acceptance and female validation. You motherfuckers need to get accepted and validated by quality men.
Absolutely.
You worried about what women of low value think, but yet men of high value, you don't even know them. You don't even know any valuable men. And you're over here concerned about what low valued women think. Do you know how many times I've been with a woman somewhere and I literally can pinpoint when the pussy got wet because some valuable dude came up to me and was like, hey, what's up, bro? I was like, hey, what's up, man? How's everything going? Hey, how's everything? Hey, how's the wife? Ah, good.
That's the thing.
Yeah, my son just started Little League. It's like, oh, that's what's up, bro. You got to come to one of the games. Listen, I'm going to try to fit that in. I'm so sorry I've been busy. No, man. I know you're doing your thing and everything. Oh, man, hey, this is my friend. Oh, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? It's a friend of mine. Hey, bro, I'm going to catch up with you. I'm going to see you later. Hey, man, listen, we need to get a workout. Yeah, no, I know. Hey, that's you? Yeah, I know, man. I just got this from the dealership. You know, I traded in the other one. Oh, yeah, man, it's about time. I know, I love it, bro. Hey, enjoy that. I'm going to see you soon. Hey, okay, bro. The pussy is gushing now. Because she's like, oh, he knows this guy and he knows that guy. And women might have an issue with giving men respect, but they can recognize when men respect other men. And that's what their indicators are. So you guys keep trying to impress these women, not realizing that women indicate your value based on how other people treat you and how you interact with other people more so than with them. You see what I'm trying to say? So if you go somewhere and everybody knows your name and everybody respects you, she can tell. She can tell how the men go out of their way to come and shake your hand, right? And she can also tell with how you receive the attention that it's normal for you. This is expected. It's always been like this. Exactly. And that's how she starts to assess you like, oh, okay, I got a valuable nigga here. Oh shit, let me readjust my coochie. Because I didn't even know. Let me readjust the setting on my coochie real quick. Yeah, I had no idea.
And then she sees your standard. Like she sees your standard of how if somebody else's friend or associate of his or coworker, if they treat him a certain way, you think he's gonna accept less from you? No.
Exactly. And that's why they be looking at your exes, they be looking at the girls that like on your pictures, they be looking at the chicks that follow you back on social media, and a lot of you niggas have none of that. Where's the magnifying glass? Give me the magnifying glass. I don't see none of that. No bad bitches follow you. Let's look at your comments. No attractive women comment on your shit. Let's look at your likes. Nobody of note likes any of your pictures, buddy. Huh. Could spend a whole hour with you. No girls are texting you. No girls are calling you. Nothing. So she's thinking to herself, nobody wants to be with this guy. Why do I? Right? And that's when you get that abrupt, hey, I had a really good time. I really gotta go. We should do this again sometime. And then you get ghosted. And I know what I'm saying is resonating with a lot of you motherfuckers. You know why? Because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah. That's why after consults, guys are like, oh, you blew my mind. I never thought about it that way. Yeah, because you're only thinking about it on your side of the screen. You're not thinking what's going on her side of the screen. I actually know why these women aren't responding to you. All these other dudes on YouTube, I listen to them and I see their explanations. Why she's not texting you back? And then I watch the video and I'm like, that's not why girls don't text dudes back. These niggas be telling you dummies whatever the fuck you want to hear. They tell you whatever you want to hear, bro. Anything to make it the woman's fault and that's just how women are. Like, no, that's not how women are. That's how you are. You get that response from women.
That's how you make them feel.
Right, you get that response from women. Because other dudes,
you get that response.
Right, because other dudes, they should be blowing up. Other dudes be like, God damn, this bitch texted me back before I finished texting her. Like, as soon as I press send, it's like, whoop, 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 whoop. She texts him right back. So that's not just how women are. That's how women are with you, homie. Right, with you, buddy. So all the guys that's like, yeah, so I took her on the third date, and then I tried to touch her, and I'm like, whoa, you on the third date, you haven't touched her yet? So she has you thinking that that's how she is. That's not how she is, nigga. That's how she is with you, my dude.
That's how she lied on you to do
right,
her like
some
that.
Other dude was touching her from the first time they met. Not first date, first time. Okay? There's guys meeting girls at the beach and having sex with them that evening. It happens. It goes down in the paint. So that's what I'm trying to say. These guys are so conditioned to believe that, like, this is the way things are. No, we all have a different experience. That's why when I'm listening to another YouTube sit here and talk about women don't share resources, I'm like, nigga, time out. Nigga, women don't share resources.
He don't know. He just don't even know.
Bro, this is coming from a dude that's never been given a vehicle. A woman's never said, here, drive it, do whatever you need to do with it. I have other cars. You can have it. Here's the keys. Do whatever you want. The insurance is in the glove box. This is coming from a dude that's never been flown out. That's never had a chick say, hey, what's your date of birth? Because I'm booking your ticket right now. So you can't say that women don't share resources. Nigga, be accurate. Niggas don't share resources with you. Women don't share resources with you, my dude, with you. You get what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely.
Completely different thing.
It's not, you know what I think a lot of times, like now, the problem with a lot of men that have these issues are they're socially awkward. That's what I think a lot of it is. They're really just socially awkward. I don't know if they have friends or maybe they just have like weird conversations or something, but they really don't know how to have those conversations that are like fun but stimulating. Not too deep, but not too shallow.
Like, and challenging. How do you get on the topic of sex with these women? How do you be playful with it? How do you tell a woman to her face that you voted for Trump and what? You see what I'm saying? These guys don't know how to tell the truth in a way that she is going to not only still respect you, but want to be around you. Yeah. These guys either know how to be assholes and the girl don't want to be nowhere around you, or be a straight up simp and you have to supplicate to her to be around her. You got to sit here and kiss her ass and do all this extra stuff and basically pay for her acceptance of you, for her to tolerate you. And my whole thing is, I spent about 30% of my effort pointing this shit out because I've understood this for a very long time. I spent 70% of my energy showing guys how to remedy this shit. But most dudes want to just come to the space to complain, which again is feminine. Women are interested in going to a platform or a magazine or a channel or whatever to just vent, to just complain. Anybody who's actually had a woman before, had women, in their lives know that when women tell you something, when women tell you a problem, there's one or two reasons why they're telling you. They either just want to vent or they actually want you to solve the problem. And women will go around most people just wanting to vent. She only comes when she wants it solved, when it's a dude that she looks at as resourceful or a dude that she looks at as a fucking simp. So if you're a weak ass simp, she knows you're gonna solve her problem because you're a needy dude trying to get her attention and her validation. You're trying to get her in debt to you so that you can get what you want like a sucker. Or she's gonna come to a real G that she knows how to solve this shit real quick. Either he can do it or he can make a phone call and get it done, right? But majority of the time they just want to vent. So when guys come to these spaces and just want to like bash women and complain about women, they don't realize that it's not about whether or not what they're saying is true. That's irrelevant. But bitching and complaining about it just makes you weak because it makes you a victim. It makes you a victim. This is how women are. This is how women are.
It sounds like an excuse. Men should never come with excuses.
Right.
It's just
it makes
you either got you either solve it or you don't talk about it.
Right. The men in my grandfather's era and a few generations after that, I'm sure many generations before that, they did not sit around complaining about the white man and racism. And the white man don't never want nobody black to have nothing. And you see how these white people are? And see how no, you know what they did? They built black communities, bro. They made sure they had the skill set to provide for their community. The black community needed plumbers. Black men developed mastery of that skill set. They needed black teachers. Black women and men became teachers. They needed banks. Black men came together, formed committee, and offered banks to their community. They needed churches. They built churches. They didn't sit here and say, the white man don't want us to have nothing, and why they treat us like this, man? And you know it ain't fair, it's because they're racist and the white supremacy and the... No. They worked together to build for their community, provide for their women and their children. Everybody did their part. And if you didn't, you were looked at as worthless.
Exactly.
You were a worthless nigga. Right? You were a lazy nigga. That was what it was. Now in the black community, it's a completely different mindset. They glorify the lazy niggas. They glorify the niggas that don't want to work and don't want to build, don't want to protect, don't want to provide. Right? They glorify those type of niggas. Now you're over here saying, if you date single moms, you's a simp. What the fuck? Okay, when I was growing up, the men that committed to single mothers and raised their children were looked at as like the best of men in the community. Even men that had their own children would adopt. You would adopt other kids and give them a home, right? This is something that strong men do. It's strong to take care of your own children and your own family, but to go above and beyond and take care of other needy children is just that, going above and beyond. But now we're over here preaching hate. Fuck these single moms. Ain't nobody, don't no real man want to take care of another man's kids. Wait, time out. Hold on. Hold the fuck up. So you telling me that a hardworking man that knows how to defend himself, is confident, he knows how to build, he knows how to maintain, and he decides to adopt someone else's child, he is no longer a real man? Huh. But this is what I hear dudes saying, as if they're that real man. Why are you speaking for high-valued men and you're not a real man? Why are you speaking for men that adopt other men's children and you have not adopted any children? Why are you talking for stepdaddies and you're not a stepdaddy? Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Or they can't take care of themselves, or children if they had it.
That's what I'm trying to say. So it's like you want to say something hateful about single mothers so bad that you're speaking for other men's dicks. Because that's what you're doing. You're speaking for another man's dick and another man's wallet. That's what you're doing. So what I'm saying is, don't choose low-quality women if you don't want low-quality results. Okay? Don't choose a woman that has children already if you're not consciously desiring to step in and raise someone else's kids. But at the same time, that doesn't make you weak. That doesn't make you a simp. It can make you someone that wants to be part of the solution. Okay? You want to be part of bettering the situation. And if for whatever reason that single mother is on the same page as you, she understands what you're bringing to the table. She understands you are rescuing her ass. She's a damsel in distress at this point, and you have a cape on, okay? And she's not a hoe, so it's not Captain Save a Hoe, okay? It's Captain Save a Woman. Last time I checked, that was part of a hero's resume. Is he like, saves damsels in distress? Okay, now that's different than these guys out here constantly fixing women's problems and doing things for women that aren't theirs. If I'm out here as a personal trainer and I'm training attractive women for free, I'm simping with my skill set. But if I'm taking my women to the gym, I'm maintaining my stable, bitch. They're my women. So of course I'm going to keep them in shape. Of course I'm going to be coaching them and training them. That doesn't make me a simp because they're not paying me. Why would I be charging my women and all the money is under the same roof? What are you talking about? The money is pooled. The money is pooled. So how am I going to charge a woman that's mine? Do you see the mindset? Okay? Because at the same time, I'm that dude with integrity that other men pay to train their wives and their girlfriends. Because they know that I'm not doing no disrespect. They know I'm not doing none of that. None of that bullshit. They know I can trust this nigga with my girl. Mm-hmm. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely.
So we have all these sideline guys. We got all these spectators that are commenting on the athletes. That's what I see. All you niggas sitting in the stands over here gossiping about what the players do. You see what I'm trying to say? You're trying to tell me about what NBA players do. You're trying to tell me about what NFL players do with IG models. Are you in the NBA? No. Do you have any friends in the NBA? No. Have you ever spent any time with NBA and NFL players? No. Have you ever slept with any of the IG models that sleep with these players? No. Okay? But I have them. I have plenty of experience hanging out with pro athletes. I have plenty of experience dating and sleeping with the same exact women that they do. Same exact as in she's showing me her DMs saying, this nigga wants me to fly out the day after tomorrow. It's last minute. What should I do? And I'm over there looking at the message like, first thing you need to do is ask for some more money. That's the first thing you need to do. And you need to ask for first class. Where he got you at? Coach? Oh, hell no. That ain't gonna work, bro. That ain't gonna make it. No, that nigga just got signed to 18 mil. That ain't gonna make it. No. Upgrade that motherfucker. What hotel you staying at? Shit, I might come fuck you in that hotel room. I'm just saying. I'm available that day. Get the extra money and buy my ticket. I'm that dude. Right? Tell him that you don't want to fly alone. You need to bring your girlfriend with you. Allende looks like a girl's name on paper. Don't worry about it. I'm that nigga. So you're not going to tell me how those people do what they do, and you don't know those people or who they do it with. You're just speculating. You're speculating. I had a stepfather. I've been a stepfather. I'm not speculating. I'm talking from a place of experience. We got motherfuckers going back and forth about polygamy, never had a polygamous relationship in their life. And don't got nobody in their family with a polygamous relationship. I grew up in a family that was just that. It was two different women and their children, and we all had to interact. I had aunts from different wives, and I had cousins from different aunts. Right? And now I got nieces and nephews from different cousins. So every generation, that polygamy is still there. Even though those grandfathers are dead, what they did with their multiple women is still affecting us today, because I got nieces and nephews from two different sides. You see what I'm trying to say? But then you have these people online speaking about things that have nothing to do with them, while definitively answering what's the protocol. This is the protocol. This is the code for something that has nothing to do with me. For something I've never experienced, but I'm telling you how this needs to be handled definitively. You never date single moms. You never do this and you never do that. And you always do this and always do that. And women never do that. And niggas always... What? And I don't see any individuality in that. So that's why I'm trying to tell these dudes, stop looking at this shit with this groupthink. Come to me with your individual situation, and I'm going to tell your ass what you need to do as an individual. Stop asking me, how much cardio do you do? How much this do? How much carbs should I eat? It's like, what?
Like the amount of cardio that you do, they could do, or
that's what I'm trying to say. Right? They act like it's a one size fit all for everybody when it comes to dating, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to finances. It doesn't work like that. I'm trying to deal with my Jewish guy right now as far as loans and credit is concerned. He has to look at my shit as an individual. He has to look at me and my spending habits and how much I earn and what I did 4 years ago and when's the last time I took something out on credit. He has to look at all of my things as an individual before he can tell me how much debt should I take out? How should I go about it? Should I take it out under my company? Do I take it out personal? He has to look at all of that shit as me, as one person. You can't just say, in general, this is what you do with credit, right? And everything is that same way. Marriage is the same way. Family situation is the same way. Everybody has to kind of look at it as an individual. How can I make this work, right? Even with what's the best pickup line? When guys say shit like that, bro, I tell you, man, I just want to drown myself. Because I'm like, how could you even ask that question? How can you ask that question with a serious face? What's the best pickup line? Like, there's some pickup line that's gonna work for every woman.
And like people gotta learn how to just be themselves. It shouldn't be a line that you use to get women. In my mind, like I'm just saying, like you really need to get some coaching if that's what you think will get you women. A pickup line.
I'll give you an example of a pickup line I used just recently. And every pickup line I use is going to be unique to the person and the situation, which means there could be no premeditation in it. So I seen a chick walking. She's a white chick. She's a European chick. And it was a Starbucks up at the next corner. I already knew that bitch was going to Starbucks. I already knew. I could already tell. So I made sure to walk ahead of her first. I started off behind her. And what I'm doing behind her is I don't need as much time to look at her ass and her body and all that other shit that other people need. These guys is terrible. Okay? Checking somebody out, checking a girl out should be the same way when a girl check a guy out. A girl glances real quick, she already saw everything she needs to see. That's why she can do it when she's with a nigga. She can be holding hands with a dude. She already saw everything that the other guy was working with one glance. So I already peeped game. And this is an interesting thing. She didn't have on a bathing suit, but somehow she had sand on her. And it was very little sand. It wasn't a lot of sand, it was very little sand, but I should have been a detective. So I already noticed the little 2 grains of sand that were on her. So I passed her intentionally so that I would get to the Starbucks before her. So when I got to the Starbucks, I already started walking slower and timed it so that when I put my hand on the door, as soon as I opened it, the timing was perfect for her to pass through the door seamlessly, all right? So that way I didn't look like some simp ass nigga running to open up the door for a woman, right? But I already planned this shit in my head how this is gonna play out. So as she was passing by, I sniffed her. I didn't sniff her like a serial killer. I didn't make it obvious. You know what I'm saying? But I put my antennas on it. That's why I don't cut my beard, because all of this is part of your nervous system. So and when I sniffed her, I confirmed she was at the beach for at least 3 hours. So when she passed by, I just whispered in her ear, "How was the beach?" She said, it was great, actually. I said, I would have thought you were English, but it sounds more like you're Australian. She's like, yes, I'm Australian. I said, are you from Sydney? She said, oh, yes, I'm from Sydney. How'd you know, love? Yeah. You're already in there. So where's the pickup line? It was all based on observation. Right? So number one, I was right about her being at the beach. So obviously I wasn't just saying anything to pick her up. Then I guessed where she was from correctly, which probably most guys get wrong. Most guys say, are you from England? Are you from England? Are you from UK? Most guys probably get it wrong. And Australian people hate when people think they're from England, just like English people don't like when you think they're from Australia. Just like Haitian people don't like to be called Jamaican, and Jamaican people don't like to be called Haitian. Right? Experience. Get it right, fuckface, because what you're thinking is going to be a clever pickup line actually just marked you off. A lot of guys think like, oh yeah, I'm making conversation, I'm getting in there. No, because you already said enough to turn that person off. And you're thinking that assuming that they were from England was a thumbs up because it got her talking to you. No, it got her turned off by you. Because now she thinks you're an idiot and you have little experience and you're stereotyping her. So now she's curious because she has no idea how I knew she was at the beach. But I made sure to derail her with other conversations so that she couldn't just ask me, wait, how did you know I was at the beach? You see what I'm trying to say? So it wasn't towards the end of the conversation when she's like, wait, how did you know that I was at the beach? And I just winked. And I said, we'll talk later. And I left her in curiosity. But what do most guys do when they talk to girls? They sit there and run their fucking mouth. Yes. They sit there and tell this bitch every goddamn thing. They try to prove that they can make conversation. Bro, you're not making... This is what you have to understand. If a woman is attracted to you and she's interested in you, you cannot talk her into more attraction. You can't. What you can do, though, is you can talk her out of being attracted to you.
Oh, my God.
Right? Which is a hell of a lot more likely. Which is a hell of a lot more likely to happen. So the moment that she's interested enough in you to talk to you, now you need to just get some type of contact, get her number or whatever, and get the fuck out of there. So now she'll be interested enough, or still curious enough now, to actually respond to you when you contact her. Right? Then a lot of dudes, they don't think in terms of her side of the screen. They think of their side of the screen. So when Matthew texts her the next day, she doesn't remember who the fuck Matthew is. So you have two options. You can either text her on WhatsApp so that at least you'll have a profile picture there and hope to God you're attractive enough that she remembers what you look like. Or you could just simply took a selfie with her before you left when you met her so that you could send her a picture of you and her together, which is more important and valuable than a picture of just you. Oh my God, it's just so many little things like this, and it frustrates me that not that guys don't know this, but that guys don't simply ask a nigga that does going in. If you've never done an oil change before, why would you try to do an oil change without asking somebody that's familiar with it first? If I know I'm gonna do something, I don't know what I'm doing, I call a nigga that knows. Like, yo, bro, son, I'm about to do this, this, and this. So, how do I go about this? What do I need to do first? And a lot of times, guys will tell you something that would have never occurred to you, and you're like, oh, damn, I would have never thought to do that. There's like this really expensive light kit that I have. It's over $5,000 for this light kit. You're not even supposed to touch the bulb. If I didn't ask somebody first, you know the first thing that I was gonna do, right? Is touch the bulb. That was the very first thing that I was gonna do was screw the light bulb in. And legit, that is the worst thing that you can do because the oils from your fingers are gonna get on the bulb now. You have to have a special glove to touch that fucking light bulb. You see what I'm trying to say? And I wouldn't have known that if I didn't call the dude who does that for a living and say, yo, bro, I'm about to look at this stuff. He said, all right, we got the gloves? I was like, what gloves? He's like, oh man, you can't touch the bulb. I'm like, really? And as he's saying that, I'm opening the box with the bulb in it. As he's saying that, I'm opening the box with the bulb in it. Like, yeah, I'm about to put the bulb in and plug it in. He's like, no, bro, don't touch it till you have the gloves. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, if not, you can get this type of rag or that type of thing if you have one in the house. You know, if you have a terry cloth or something, use that. So it's the same thing with women, because what you don't understand is that one thing you say that you thought was harmless, that one thing is the reason why she doesn't respond to you when you text or when you call. And then when you send the picture of yourself and she sees who it is, she says, oh yeah, I'm not answering the phone for this dumbass. This is the asshole that thought I was from England. That's what happens.
That's so true.
Right? And then the guy is sitting there on red, wondering, she read my message, but she ignored it. I don't know why. And I'm going to stress over it for the next week. And then eventually, I'm going to email Allende and I'm going to ask him because he seems to know. And then when you do email me, you set up the console, you know what you want to do? You want to talk to me about the Australian bitch that you thought was English. The spilt milk. Do you see what I'm trying to say? The spilt milk, that there is no salvaging. Because while you're over here thinking, okay, what do I say to her, Allende, to get her to respond to me so that I can get back maybe possibly the opportunity to maybe see her? It's like, dumbass. You know why that's not going to happen? Because every day several dudes do what you did. That means she has plenty of options. She doesn't have any incentive to go backwards and try to salvage something with a dude that's already struck out. That it takes her less energy to just answer or respond to a new guy now that's trying to get to see her again. So what I try to tell dudes is the first thing you need to do is what she's doing. You need to create more options so that you can move forward and not backwards. Move forwards, and next time, either guess correctly where she's from or don't guess. You see what I'm trying to say? Move forward. Because now with the next chick, all you have to do is not make the same mistakes again. You can make new ones, but don't make the same ones. Because if you make new mistakes, now all we gotta do is get another girl and don't make the new mistakes. Eventually, you're going to run out of mistakes to make because you would have already learned not to do this, not to do that, don't say this, don't say that, don't do that, never do this, try not to do this, and always do this. Okay? And then eventually you're going to start to get a system, you're going to start to get in the swing of things, and you're going to start getting good results. And at first you're going to be excited because this is so different and so new. She's actually texting me back. What do I do now? And then eventually you'll get used to that too. And then you can calm your little happy ass down and it'll just be normal from this point on. But this is the process that these guys have to go to, but so many guys never go forward. They just stay stuck in the same place, and every chick keeps on ghosting them, every chick keeps avoiding them, and they never figure it out, and then they just say, you know what, the problem is the women, and it's because I'm only 5'9", and I only make 75 grand a year, and that's why. All right, so hold on, let me see what time it is. All right, you gotta go?
Yes, I do have to go. But we can wrap it up if you want to just wrap it up for a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna let you wrap it up on what your advice is basically on how these guys can start narrowing down some women with some higher qualities, and also what it is that they're gonna have to do to be,
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
Oh, I was saying you could just leave with your advice on how guys can differentiate higher quality women and what they need to be doing to actually get these women interested.
Well, first, I would say it takes a lot of practice. So when you want to, you have to really get out here and date one. And let me not say date, but get a coach. Someone help you. If you're awkward, you may not even know you're awkward yet. But get somebody to that might be the first thing you need to ask, like, hey, can we figure out if I'm socially awkward? Because a lot of guys are socially awkward, and I really think that that's something you could get worked through with practice and with a coach. So that's definitely where I would start. One way to determine if a woman is of a certain standard, let me just say that, like, someone that is dateable, and maybe that you want to maybe in the future look for, like, maybe marriage in the future or something like that. I would say definitely check out her social media. You definitely want to see what her friends are like, especially her many friends, and see what her daily activities is like. One indication for me that I would look for in a man that I think men should look for in women is, does she work out? Does she take care of herself? Does she take pride in how she presents herself while she's out in the community? Because that's an indication of how she would represent you. And so those are like some of the basics. And how she speaks to other people. If a woman is disrespectful to you or other people, that's who she is, and there's nothing that's going to change her. So, just look for a respectable woman. She doesn't have to be perfect, but you definitely don't want women that are, like I said, on Instagram, popping it, showing they behind. Like, her backside should not be every picture. She really shouldn't really be just a picture of a backside. Like, make sure she's tasteful. If you can't take her around your mom, even if you don't want to do it yet, don't date a girl. Like, it's stuff like that. And don't waver on your standards. I know a lot of people are willing to cut people slack, but as soon as you cut people slack, that lets them know they can get away with a lot of stuff. So stay true to yourself. Stay true to your standard. And get that help. Get that coaching. Get some help. It's not simple, especially for men, because you all have so much on the line when you decide to be with a woman. You invest your time, and time is money. So I think the best way to determine where you're at is coaching, and definitely just practice.
Yeah, I mean, facts on facts. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get out there, get to the point, guys. If you like chicks who think women are attractive, tell them you're attractive, ask them out, stop all that extra, bubble gum chewing, because that's all you do is chewing gum. Eat the steak and get the fuck out the restaurant. All right, I guess we're gonna try. Huh? Yeah, the women will appreciate that.
A man who's just straightforward. You can't do nothing but respect him. Either a woman is going to not like that and disrespect you, and she's going to honor that and not waste your time, and that will allow you to weed out the women who you really shouldn't be around anyway.
Well, the secret. This is the secret, because this is what guys don't understand, is that women don't know you. So if a woman don't know you, she's trying to protect herself from several things that would be unpleasant. Bodily harm, emotional harm, mental harm, wasting her time, wasting her money, wasting her feelings, all that type of stuff. So if you're over there running your jibs about nothing, you're wasting your own time. And by virtue of that, you don't respect your time, which means
she doesn't respect your time because she knows nothing about your time other than what you show her with your time. So if she's like, oh, okay, this nigga's wasting his time, that means I can waste his time too.
Exactly. I want to ask you this, and then we can wrap it up. So for me, one thing I always like, if I was dating, if I gave a guy my number, if he wants to text me, I'm not into that. Like, no, we're not texting all day. I would prefer it. As soon as we start texting and I give you my number, you should send me a time, a day, and a place to be. Like, that to me is like, okay, this is a man. Like, he wants me to follow.
Well, it's all about the medium. It's all about the medium because, first of all, what I be telling dudes is stop doing shit without no purpose. Because the same way that she don't know how you feel about your time until you show her how you feel about your time is the same way she has no idea if you have a plan. She doesn't know if you're like a planner. Like, does this nigga have direction? Does he have a plan in his life? She don't know until you show her whether or not you plan based on how you interact with her. So if you interact with her with no type of like observable goal or plan, like, so what did you text me for? Because see, this is the thing, you can't text like a woman, you can't do anything like a woman because she's attracted to a man. So you can't behave, think, act, or feel like she does. So if you text a woman like just random with no distinguishable reason, you're texting how they text. Women will just text you like, hey, big head, and now you gotta be like, okay, what does this bitch want? You see what I'm saying?
She wants something.
Right, exactly. She wants something, but I don't know what it is because I don't know this particular chick yet. If you already know her, you already have some type of experience with her, then you should be able to figure out what is it this chick wants. Which is another thing about guys. They interact with a girl and they have no idea what her interest is in them. That's why you get used and you don't find out till way later because you didn't establish what the hell she wanted from you in the first place. So the same way that you need to figure out what she wants is the same way that she now has to figure out what you want because you're acting like how women act. When if you're direct, you're making it clear what you want, when you want, how you want it. So in other words, if you're going to text a chick, it needs to be very easy for her to understand why you text her and what your goal is in this specific text. If not, don't text. Because what that shows her is that you don't have a plan and you're leaving it up to her because you're a weak ass dude that doesn't have experience leading women in any situation. So you're like, I like her and I want to see her and one day I hope to sleep with her, but I don't know. Let me text her. Let me just say hi. Maybe she'll text me back and we'll start talking and maybe we'll go out. Bro, you didn't have a plan. So even when you meet a chick and she's like, add me to Snap, bro, you don't let a woman tell you to add you to Instagram. You don't let a woman tell you to add you to Snap. You don't even let a woman tell you, just take my number. If a woman directs you in any way, I hate to tell you guys this, you lost. And a lot of you guys are like, nah, if I'm talking to a girl, she offers me her number, I won. You did not win, my nigga. You did not win. You lost already because she's telling you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. If you get a girl's number, it needs to be because you told her to give you her number. Not because you asked her, excuse me, ma'am, can I please have your number? No. Listen, I'll tell you what.
Next thing we're telling you to buy her a car and a house and a bag and a shoe.
Right. So what you do is you present yourself as busy. The moment you see her starting to get interested in the conversation, that's when you end the conversation. That's not when you go in and you be like, yeah, because no, that's when you say, you know what? That's interesting. I'll tell you what, give me your number and I definitely want to finish this conversation with you. We'll get something to drink, we'll get something to eat and we'll talk about it. Yes. You act fucking busy. You act busy. I got to get the fuck out of here, but give me your number and I'll touch bases with you. We'll set something up. Now, you guys are thinking that's coming off as aggressive or forceful or putting pressure on her. No, what that's telling her is that
don't worry about it. I got a plan. All you got to do is just roll with me. All you got to do is just agree. You get what I'm trying to say? If you with it, agree. If you're not, I'm out of here. But the point is, I know what I want to do. I know the direction. And if a woman is interested in you and she's feeling you, she's gonna exhale and just be like, okay, this man, oh, good. This is a man that knows what he wants. Cool, because I think he's hot, and I want to see him again, and he's making it real easy for me. All I have to do is just say yes. Cool, because I don't want to have to go back and forth with my homegirls saying, I like him, but what does this mean? What should I do? What should I say? I don't know what you see what I mean? They like it when you spell it out for them so that they can just say yes. And now they can just wait for you to call. Like, oh my God, okay, he has my number. When is he going to call me? When is he going to text me? And when you do call or text, again, you need to get straight to the point. So I'm not saying there shouldn't be some pleasantries ahead, but understand those pleasantries are like the intro in a chapter or in a story. The intro is literally just there to set the stage. You already know where you're going with the body, and you already know where you're going with the conclusion. So the intro is just the formalities that you get out of the way. You know what I mean? Like, hey, good afternoon. How's everything? How's work? Okay, great. So listen, I was wondering if you wanted to, and there's a really good place that I know, and so I figured if it were, okay, great, then let's do that. That's it. The intro was, hey, good afternoon. How are you doing? How's work? The body was, I know this really good fucking place, and I know you were saying that you like sushi or Japanese food or whatever, so I figured we can meet up there and we'll kick it. And when she says, yeah, that would be good, I am available, then you come with the conclusion. Then you come with the conclusion now. You already got the body, you got the thumbs up on the body, and you got the conclusion in there. The conclusion is like, okay, cool, 7:30, pick you up here, we'll leave your car at this parking lot and we'll just take mine and I'll valet it. Okay, can't wait to see you.
That's how you do it.
Right? And then you don't text or anything like that again until you're coming up on that time. And then when you come up on that time, you do the same shit again. Throw the intro in there. Hey, listen, I'm just getting out of work. Looking forward to seeing you tonight. I hope you're wearing something, whatever. I'm looking forward to that. So now what you're telling her is you're preemptively appreciating the effort that she puts into what she wears and how she dresses. But at the same time, you're setting the tone for validation. You're basically setting her up now to value your validation because you already preemptively put a layer of it way up here. Like, I'm expecting this from you. You see what I'm trying to say? Because women will sit there and think, I don't know what to wear. I don't know how he's going to be dressed. I don't want to overdo it, but I don't want to underdo it. So you're giving direction, but you're doing it subliminally, which tells her that I am a leader. I know how to plan, I know how to lead, and I know how to give instruction. I know how to delegate instruction. So, for example, let's say you have something planned for the weekend. You already say to her, well, listen, why don't you just come in like a nightgown or something and just also pack you an overnight bag. And then she was like, overnight bag? Right. Just like, listen, something comfortable to wear, something comfortable to wear at night. And then also you might want to throw a bikini in there or some type of sundress or something. I don't know. Why? Are we going to just be prepared. Right now,
I really respect you, and I think you are on your ish. And I'm so happy you invited me today. And I hope these guys really, listen to your tips. You drop nothing but gems, and you speak facts and all truths. And I appreciate you. And thank you for having me on because I haven't been on YouTube in a while. So it's like a reflection for me. And I appreciate you. And you've been nothing but kind, nice, and respectful to me, and I appreciate that.
All right, well, definitely. Thank you for coming. Appreciate that. But I want you to work on your channel. I want you to start putting that content because the women need to hear it. They need to hear it from another lady, another woman. And we have to kind of lead. We got to do this shit by example, all right? So, all right. So everybody say goodbye to Megan. Thank her for coming. Thank you for being respectful. And we'll talk to her again soon, but I want you to work with some other ladies in the space, and then you can rally back and come chat with the fellas, okay?
Alrighty. Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Appreciate you. Peace.
Bye.
Oh, let me get you up here. All right, guys. All right, so we're gonna keep on rolling with the female guests. Somebody asked me when am I gonna do like in-person stuff and all that kind of stuff with, I guess, random girls. That could happen. I'm kind of trying to focus on getting my paws all over streaming, And I also want to build these relationships with women in a more personal, intimate kind of way. So ideally what I want to be doing is live streaming with women in person one at a time. I decided I don't really want to focus on the group thing just yet, although I will be doing that for Patreon after hours, more adult content, because I do want to step up the entertainment value as well coming soon. I'm going to be doing some traveling also, getting the passport out for you guys. So it's not that I'm trying to do too much. It's not that I'm doing too little. It's that I'm trying to organize and structure it so I can bring you guys like so much value and variety, because I'm going to get guys dating better. Period. Like, I'm going to get you guys better results with life, women, other men, yourself, you know, all 360, right? So we're going to do a lot of everything. Again, a lot of guys are coming in now for the 100-day get shredded challenge, and that's not going to stop me from pushing it, because there can't be enough guys. There can't be too many guys in that group. There's no such thing as too many of us getting shredded together. There can't be too many of us learning how to eat and how to diet together. There can't be too many of us, you know, getting used to drinking enough water daily, hourly, together, holding each other accountable. Did you take your multivitamins this morning? Check, 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 check. If you put a check in that motherfucking group chat, you didn't do it, you was a lying summer, and you need to tighten up, because we represent each other. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm making this a team effort, because I listen to the subs. I listen to my consults, and I look for the common thread. And a lot of guys are talking about a lack of social in-group, a lack of brotherhood, a lack of camaraderie. And I'm like, okay, cool, because I've had that. I played sports, you know, I went to military school, I went to boarding school, so like I don't crave that anymore. Like, I love it, I appreciate it, but I don't crave it, because like I had it growing up. But I understand like how important it is, you know what I mean? And I try to think to myself, I can't relate to not ever having it. I can't relate to not having it now, which isn't the same, because I had it when it mattered growing up. So for the guys that never had that camaraderie, never had that teamwork, never had other guys to push them and hold them accountable, answer to as well as answer for, be represented by as well as represent, I'm like, damn, that is like a gaping hole in your manhood. Like, it's a gaping hole. And I think that's why a lot of you guys don't even seek validation from other men. Like, you don't know the value of like making a good play, and it's like your whole team is like, yes, 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 like you did that. You know what I'm saying? It's not just your moment at that point in time. It's like you did it for the entire team, and that feeling is like, it can't be imitated, it can't be replaced, right? Like, if you're getting that feeling online on Call of Duty, it's not the same as on the football field. It's not the same as on the bodybuilding stage. I know a lot of you guys think like bodybuilding is like a solo sport like boxing. Like, nah, these are team sports. I'm dead ass serious. If you're a boxer, you have a sparring partner, you have a trainer, you might have a coach, you got a nutritionist. You get what I'm trying to say? You got a whole team of people behind you before you step into the ring to fight somebody. So it's a team effort. That's the same thing with bodybuilding. You got a whole team. You know what I'm saying? I got chicks on my team that's doing bikini. I got chicks that's doing wellness, chicks that's doing figure. I got guys that's doing bodybuilding, guys that's doing men's physique, guys that's doing classic physique. We got the coach, we got the trainer, we got the posing coach. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, you got a whole team of people, and we're all trying to do well, and we're all trying to win and lift each other up. And that's your support group when you lose as well. Those are the people that are there to pick you up, and they know how hard you worked and how much you put into it, and they're there for you to tell you, okay, this is where you kind of fell short, this is what we need to work on together, this is what we need to build up, it's all good, or to congratulate you and share in the moment when you win, all right? So I'm trying to recreate that for you guys as best that I can, so that's why I made it affordable. I want everybody to get into it, and I want guys to get vocal with each other within the group chat, and let's do this shit together. and that's where you're going to also get that continuity, because everybody will know each other's starting points because we started together. So we'll also be able to see and congratulate and appreciate each other's gains, which is going to be an exchange of energy and motivation that's going to keep you going. And the more guys that get in there is the more likely that we're going to have guys that live in the same city. And then that's really good, because then you guys can get together and be training partners for the lifting aspect of it, which is also very valuable. A training partner is like essential also. Okay, so I said all of that. That's to say, this 100-day Get Shredded Challenge is very important to me, because I need guys to make this transition together as supporters of this channel, so that we can be showers and not talkers. We're showing you that over here we're going to get results. And keep in mind, this channel is going to grow. This channel is going to blow, guys. Like, the things that I'm going to be doing in the near future, trust me, you'll see it later. You're going to be like, oh shit, your nigga was bullshit. You're going to start seeing my channel growing 500, 1,000 subs a day. Trust me. The strategy I have in play, you're going to see it. So we're trying to get this ground level grassroots, first class, basically, this first generation of guys. You know, you have X-Men, you have all these different classes of X-Men. You know, at one time the lineup was Storm, Cyclops, this person, and then the next generation, the lineup was Jubilee, this person, and then the next lineup was Iceman. You see what I'm saying? So you guys would be coming in on the first class, right? Which is going to mean a lot to you later in the future, when you're like, I did the first Get Shredded Challenge with Allende. All right, so I want you guys to take that seriously, because it's an opportunity I don't want guys to miss. If you do miss it, don't be vocal about it later on. When you see guys getting gains and I'm posting the progress photos, don't be like, oh, I should have, could have, just shut the fuck up. Don't say anything, because now would be the time to jump in. All right, so let me get to some of these comments before I roll out. Tonight I have Mexicana. I got a Mexican girl tonight at, like, I guess 8 o'clock. So 3.5 hours, we'll be back again. So for you guys who have the time, come back, jump in, and we can talk about dating in Mexico. She speaks like perfect English, so that's gonna be good. Okay, so Sean says bye to Meggie Pooh. Yeah, you know what, that name could work. That could work as a pet name for a girl named Megan. That's another thing, man. You guys need to go out there and get better results with these women, so that you come and share these tips in the comments with other guys, rather than share negative criticism for women. That's one thing I saw on the other podcast that I hated. I was like, I don't want to see guys exchanging insults for women. I want guys to be exchanging like cool little slick shit that they did that worked. Like, hey, yo, I did this with this girl and it worked. Hey guys, try this. Because imagine if everybody's contributing something like that. It's like everybody has an arsenal now to get out here and go hit on these women and go cold approach, because you're like, oh, this dude came in the comments and said this, I'm gonna go try that tomorrow. Oh, this dude said this, yeah, I'm gonna go try that. Each one teach one, and we all can learn. We can all fucking get some new pussy, sharing tactics with each other that was cool, smooth, and original. And it just brings me back to the 90s, when you would watch Martin, and then the next day in school, everybody would be repeating the jokes. Or you would watch Jordan, and then the next day on the basketball court, you can't wait to get on the court so that you could try some of the moves that you saw Iverson or Jordan do the night before. So we gotta be like that, guys. All right? I be sharing shit with y'all niggas. Go do it with the girls. Papi Blanco said, what's good, Rasta Authentic Alphas? What's good, Papi? Who else is in here? Sean, we blinded by Becky with the good hair. They bait us with beauty, but they don't love us. Choose the women who loves you by her behavior, not her words. Takes time to find, but it's a numbers game. Well, listen to the thing. That's why guys shouldn't be going out there with no fucking scarcity mindset. You gotta go out there with an abundance mindset and not be thinking about no damn relationship and no commitment, bro. The guys that are thinking like that before they even meet a girl, or when they first meet a girl, that's a direct sign of weakness, neediness, clinginess, low self-esteem. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, that means that you need a woman to complete you. You need a woman, baby, you complete me. No, bro. You need to already be 100% yourself. And then when a woman is bringing so much added value to you that she's allowing you to even better yourself more, like you're like, damn, you know what? Now I'm starting to think about a relationship. Now I'm starting to see that I have this particular girl that's so much more valuable than the freedom of random women in general, that you know what? She alone is worth cutting off all these other girls and just focusing on her and settling down for a minute and leveling up with her. But until a woman convinces you to come off the market, you niggas need to stop going out there looking for girlfriend material, looking for a girl to settle down with, looking for a girl to be with. Bro, I'm just telling you real shit. I'm telling you from a position of a guy that's dated many women seriously and long term and been engaged and been married and lived with women. And it's always been because this chick was doing so much and our relationship got to that point. But it never started off with me being like, I need a girlfriend, I'm gonna look for a girlfriend. Oh, she looked like she'd make a good girlfriend. Let me go talk to her and get her number and ask her out because I want her to be my girlfriend. Like, it doesn't work like that, guys. All right? Stop thinking past sex. And mind you, I'm a dude that's telling dudes to get valuable women and make them your girlfriend and to get married and restore the nuclear family. But it has to be done in the right order with the right mindset for the right reasons. You niggas need to put these needy ass feelings away. You don't get a girlfriend out of feelings. You don't get a wife out of feelings. You don't do this shit out of feelings. You do it out of practicality. All right? Focus on just beautiful women and good sex. Beautiful women, good sex. Good sex with beautiful women. Good sex with beautiful women. Good sex with exotic, beautiful women. Focus on those things. Eventually, a woman is going to start showing you so much more. Then you start to consider the relationship bullshit. Stop thinking that going in. God damn, bro. Don't have to keep telling you guys that. Tell a friend. All right? Gigi says he's spitting today. Spitting every day, though, Gigi. Talk your shit. Allende from EO Logs. Gigi, or if it's just because you're powerful and can deal with it. I'm reading all the comments backwards, guys, because I'm about to check out. It depends if you do it because you're submitting to her. Okay. All right. So you guys got the chat here lit up. I'm going to bounce. Like I said, a couple of hours coming back with this Mexican chick, Shannon. Cute young chick. I think she's like 25 or something like that. So prime real estate if you're going to get out the country. So I'm trying to bring on a lot of foreign girls, different countries and different cities. Like Megan, she's in Virginia, I think, or DC. I think she's from Virginia, but she was in DC. And let you guys know that there's options out there. The next thing I want to do is start getting some girls from some quiet towns, some small towns. I just don't know how to find those chicks. It's like, how do you find girls that aren't on social media social media? Because if they didn't have social media, then I wouldn't have been able to find them on social media. So I have no idea how to find these small town girls without like going to these small towns. So I don't know. I have to figure that part out. But I want to get you guys hearing some testimonies from some women that aren't the typical thoughts. All right? So I'm out of here, man. Keep it tight. Get in the damn email about that 100-day Get Shredded challenge and also about these one-on-one consults before you get out here spitting to chicks and getting all up in their face and saying the wrong thing, before you get to wasting your money on girls, taking her on dates and shit and you're not getting nowhere with her, before you make the mistake, guys, before you get all fucked up with it, hit me up first. Before you go move in with the bitch, before you have her come move in with you, hit me on the consult. She's telling you she's pregnant and you're not sure of you. Hit me on the damn consult. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.